All righty. We are back, and I am back because last week I wasn't here. I was at the Bills Buccaneers game, and when you haven't watched Red Zone for a week, like for whatever reason you had something to do, or you couldn't sit down and just sink your teeth into the whole slate. I feel like a dopamine deficit right now. Like I haven't and also too, like on Thursday I had nobody playing like in any leagues, so I feel like I haven't.
What a boring Thursday night game.
Oh, it was horrible. I feel like I haven't watched a football game like that I cared about for my home league or the flock league, which is usually the only leagues that get me going, in like 2 weeks. It feels like I haven't seen a game that I care about.
Can you tell me how Josh Allen drops 45 on my fucking head against your defense, and then the week later against the Houston Texans, he drops 10 on a Thursday night football game?
Well, I mean, the Texans, I can tell you
it's a great defense.
Defense is significantly better than ours.
It's a great defense. I don't think it's 3.5 times better is my point. Like, I'm just so fucking done. The fact that I played Josh Allen the week he drops 44 points, and the week later he's a fucking pumpkin on national television.
Yeah. I mean, it took 45 seconds for Danny to yap about his fantasy team, but this is what you guys come for. This is what you guys come for. So,
but like realistically, how am I not going to just make clips centered around that? What the fuck else do I have to talk about at this point? Seriously.
Yeah, there's pretty much nothing else you can talk about at this point. All right. While people file in here, we will get it going here on the first question. Razor, if you are listening to this, he submitted a team review that he actually accidentally meant to submit to the domain guys. I messaged you. Just make sure you go to make sure you go to the site issues part of the Discord, and the devs will handle any like refunds and make sure that the domain guys get your review and whatnot. But we'll just skip over that for the time being, since you did message us saying that was meant for the domain guys. But Strange Lynn Seed here. This or Hampton Burden for Waddle. He looks like he's playing fast and loose with the character count here. This or Hampton Burden for Waddle, Jake Ferguson makes better. Yeah, this is crazy. Okay.
I don't know what that English is.
I think what he's saying is
what makes better.
Would you do this deal, or would you do this? Or Hampton Burden for Waddle or Jake Ferguson is what he's saying. Would you do this deal or Hampton Burden for Waddle and Jake Ferguson?
Give me JSN.
Yeah, I mean, I think moving off I think the assumption is that Hampton will look as good as he did before his injury, but like it's kind of a major injury that he had. Like same with Trey Benson too, because they're dealing with the same issue. I'd be a little bit worried about the efficiency overall of what Hampton and Benson look like when they come back next week. Kyron Williams and Igbuka are great options.
You have them both higher than I do. That's
part of why I really like Kyron and moved him up in my rankings is that this like whole rotating drives with Corum, it's actually resulted in more fantasy points per game for Kyron Williams, because he's had his 3 best rushing days of his season so far.
Yeah, I mean, like the Rams offense going to keep value anyways. On top of that, he's looking fresher. 16 is just high for me. Like I can't get there. Like
I think he's a top 8 running back in my rankings, because I'm like, I look at one of the best 3 offenses in football, starting running back who's automatic in the red zone. Why is that guy not a back? Like he was RB11 in points per game last year on a worse offense.
He's RB11 for me now. Actually RB10 because I forgot to make one change. But I would still take Barkley and Javonte over him. Like I think that's
there's no way I would take Javonte over him at this point.
Why not?
I think Javonte has shown the last 5 weeks or so. He's had 3 like games of like 35 PFF rushing grade. I think he's showing that like he has a lot of wear on his body, and he's going to have inconsistent performances. He's obviously in a great
averaging identical,
going to have great red zone work and whatnot. I'm worried that Javonte Williams won't be the same as he was the first 5-6 weeks of the season when he was just dominating.
I mean, he's still the clear bell cow and one of the better offenses in the league. On top of that, I mean, we're talking about the fact they're averaging the same points per game. So, like, if you prefer Kyron,
he is a clear bell cow and one of the better offenses in the league. But, like, I don't really see a difference between him and Rico Dowdle, to be honest with you.
I mean, Rico
Dowdle and him are like Dowdle is playing objectively better than him, and even though the Cowboys' offense is better, Dowdle has a bigger workload.
Yeah, but you say that about Javonte, like that doesn't apply to Kyron. Like they're all in the same tier for a reason.
But Kyron is playing a lot better and on like just an exceptional offense with like autonomy in the red zone.
The Cowboys have more points per game,
huh?
The Cowboys are scoring more points per game, and he's getting less work siphoned from his backup.
Yeah. Well, here's the other thing too. When I was doing, I think it was in the running back tier list video that I was talking about this. After this game against the Eagles, the Cowboys don't have a single easy rushing matchup the rest of the year. The second hardest rushing defense schedule of any running back.
If
So
I'm not
I am a little bit
mistaken,
worried that Javonte will just have a couple more of these kind of dud games because the matchups are difficult.
Yeah, but if I'm not mistaken, they play, I want to say how many games do they play at home? Because I know we've played it on the road a lot this year. Let me see here. Play home this week. Yeah, we got a bunch of home games coming up. Philadelphia, KC, Minnesota, the Chargers. We only have 2 road games in our next 6. So it's like
that's definitely positive. I just think all those defenses you listed are generally better against the run than they are against the pass. Like I just tend to think that Javonte is going to be not a silent killer, but you have to throw him out there because he has the workload. He's a part of a good offense. He just won't be the reason you win a championship because it's not like he has any smash spots coming up. You know what I mean?
I mean, Washington in the fantasy championship, Dallas could be legitimately 8, 9, 10.
Right, but he has only bad matchups before then.
Sure, at home, though, and it's going to be an offense that's probably implied at home 24, 25 plus points per game. So, like, I think they're the exact same play. They're back-to-back in my rankings. I like I said, I don't view a big difference between them.
Yeah.
I personally would prefer Javonte, but, like, if you prefer Kyron, they're back-to-back.
Yeah. But yeah, based on these rankings, I think this is a fair deal. Like based on the way that I have these players ranked, I think the upside does because if Hampton, let's say, does look the same and he comes back and he's like performing like a top 24 asset rest of the season, and you just got 3 top 24 assets for 1 top 6 asset and like a 4th round asset or a mid to late 3rd, I guess. But I do think going after JSN makes some sense here.
What does criticism on my team have anything to do with it? They're averaging the same points per game, and I made the case for Javonte. They are quite literally back-to-back in expert consensus. In what world is this not taking criticism on my team? Are you lost, Big Poppy?
I think because you kind of shrugged off me saying that they have a hard schedule.
Sure, they do, but at the same time, like objectively speaking, 5 of the next 7 games at home, like their implied points are going to be 4 to 5 points higher every single week because of that. Like it is a factor.
Yeah, it's a factor for sure. Hart 9 and 7 here, 9 and 13. Tight end slot is tight end wide receiver. Scared of median. Okay, so there's a median projection or a median scoring in his league. So he'd be selling Jamar and Bucky for James Cook, Igbuka, and Warren. I mean, I kind of need to know who your tight end is. You said it's a tight. The flex, you can't start a running back. Basically, is what he's saying.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, your team is like a wagon, man. How are you 9 and 13?
Yeah.
How are you 9 and 13 with this team?
I mean, 2 of his running backs have missed quite a while.
Yeah, but like his other 2 running backs are Bijan and Achane, who are combined averaging 40 points a game.
Yeah, I'm trying to rationalize it. I can't. Like
especially with a median scoring too. Like, how the heck are you 9 and 13? Like, if you had some bad luck, it's like, okay, like, you know, I'm 11 and 11 or something because I've had some tough matchups one-on-one. But this is really shocking to me that you've had this situation happen. I mean, so you are kind of in a position where you might have to trade Jamar because you kind of really need the win to keep your season alive. But knowing that it's a league median, that actually does bode in your favor because you can go 4-0 in your next 2 games instead of just 2-0, which is obviously great. I don't think I would do this because he won't have a tight end this week, though, because he has Gadsden on bye. So Warren would slot right into his tight end spot as well.
Yeah.
I think you know what? I think I'm okay doing this. I think that Igbuka versus Chase is obviously a large gap, but given the risk on Bucky right now, I think James Cook is a really good way to just, I mean, the tough thing is that he submitted this 1 day ago. So like, how would you possibly do this trade and get James Cook in your lineup considering he already played on Thursday?
I'm assuming it'd be something applied for next week.
Okay, well, if it's applying for next week, then I don't want to do it as much because Bucky's supposed to play next week and Jamar Chase is supposed to play next week. So
yeah, I agree.
If somehow you can get James Cook's points this week, then yeah, I would do this, but I just don't know how that's going to work.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with you there. If you don't get the points for this week, there's literally no point in doing this.
Yeah, I think at face value, I like the deal though. Like James Cook is only 3 spots behind Jamar in my overall rankings, and Igbuka is only 7 spots behind him. And I have like, even once Bucky's back, he's probably going to be like a fringe top 24 guy for me. Like I'm still a little bit worried about the injury re-aggravating itself. And then Tyler Warren's a top 3 tight end, top 4 tight end rest of the season. So I like the side, but I don't exactly know what the semantics of like your league and how you can set your lineups and whatnot are.
Yeah, and trust me, you're preaching to the choir. I might have to do a whole bit designed and revoking his captainship and giving it to Dak because he doesn't deserve it after dropping the game-winning touchdown for me.
It's not a bit, Danny.
Oh, it's 100% real. Like I'm being dead ass.
I know,
And
but
I
you're using the
and I
word
think
bit wrong.
sure. I mean, it would be a bit if I recorded a clip and made like a whole thing about how he transitioned captain.
But you're dead
Like, that's still-
serious, though.
Oh, I am dead serious. But people might say, is it a bit or is it real? Like people have to ask that question.
No,
I will
we
tell
all
you
know
this.
you're
Yeah,
serious.
and I'll tell you this right now for everybody watching. Like if I say something from an emotional perspective, it is 95% of the time coming like real. Like
Yeah,
I'm not,
if it's about the
I'm
Cowboys,
not just
it's
bullshitting
true.
shit.
You've never joked about
Or
the
my
Cowboys
fantasy
once.
teams. Or my fantasy teams. Yeah. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It's emotional scarring. It's emotional scarring
That's
watching
why
your
you
fucking
don't
team let you down
overinvest
on
in your
Monday
own
night.
team, man. Like
It's
that's
it's
why I
not
don't
even
do it. That's
but
why I don't
Corey,
overinvest in my own team.
Corey, that has no fucking relevance. It could have been Puka Nakua who dropped the game-winning touchdown. The fact that I had to stay up and watch that happen and suck all the life form out of my body, like my soul left through my mouth watching that play. And then watching us get the ball back inside the 5-yard line with 2.5 fucking minutes left. And instead of trying to attempt for a touchdown, keep in mind, by the way, Raiders, they had 3 timeouts left. Typical teams in that scenario, they're trying to score. You know, the Cowboys,
the kneel down 2:30 left in the game was wild to me as well. Because I was on Discord with Scans who needed a Javonte Williams touchdown. So he was in the same position you were in where he was like, just hand it to Javonte. They're going to run the clock out. Maybe Javonte scores here. He's like, what the hell are they kneeling for? I'm like, I don't know, actually. Like, they have 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning. Like, they cannot end the game here.
It was just a cruel joke. And like, I mean this when I say it. Like, I never get one of those fucking scenarios outside of the one time in my fucking home league where
brother, you had Jameson Williams drop 0 points when you needed him to drop less than 0.8. You got one of those. Like, you can't pull the victim card here.
I got one of those, but fucking 90% of those scenarios seem to go against me, I will say.
Bucks are consistently above consensus in your rankings. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Also,
let's address that, by the way. I always get fucking, oh, Danny's biased. This, that. You do the same fucking shit sometimes. It's just less publicized. What do you mean? I mean, look at what
I was referring to, first of all, was not having a lot of Bucks on my fantasy team, not necessarily where I rank them or whatever. I was talking about not having a lot of them on my teams because I don't want my like Sunday to be ruined watching my own team lose and like my own fantasy play. Like, because you said, oh, the same scenario would have happened if it was Puka that dropped the touchdown. And I would argue it wouldn't. You're more pissed that it was Lamb than it was if it was Puka.
I'm more pissed overall, but at the same time, you could insert any wide receiver in that scenario. If they drop the touchdown.
It's still heartbreaking, but you're more pissed that it's Lamb.
Yeah, and having to watch Mason gloat about it, about how he knew it was a foregone conclusion is just the most irritating fucking thing in the world. Yeah, because it's like how and it's real talk. I'll just say this real quick. Like I got asked, like Mason Nick asked me, like, oh, like are you submitting clips for the last video? And I'm like, what am I going to talk about? Like seriously, am I going to preview a fucking matchup at 4-7 after I've lost 5 games in a row? Like, what am I going to genuinely talk about?
Yeah, no, there's not really much to talk about.
Am I going to talk about the fact? Oh, I'm trying to play spoiler. You know, Corey's going for a play. I don't give a fuck at this point, man. Like I'm so pissed. I'm so upset. Like genuinely.
Yeah. You're on one today.
I'm on one today, man. Like I am. Because quite frankly, when you watch complete and utter bullshit fucking derail your season, yeah, you're going to be a little bit pissy. And people are going to comment. They're going to be like, Danny, well, you woke up on the wrong side of the fucking bed. Fuck you. Seriously.
All right. Sorry. Try to rate it back in and stop crying on fucking television here.
Oh, I'm not crying. I'm fucking
okay. Genty Judkins this week. I think I have Judkins a little high. I mean, it's the same game, obviously. It's a really shitty game environment, but I do think, given the matchup, Judkins has the better matchup of the two of them because the Browns are much better against the run than the Raiders are. So that would be my tiebreaker, but they are actually 16 and 17 back-to-back in my rankings.
Yeah, speaking of a fucking dud, 5.9 on my lineup really helped me in a smash bot last week, Judkins. You've been great since I traded for you. Fucking fraud.
Yeah,
sorry. I had to say that. I would go Judkins in the scenario, but I have
on that fuck you energy. Bucks about to get rolled this week. I agree. Yeah, you want to see me be unbiased about my team? We're gonna get stomped. Like we are going to get rinsed tonight. Like this is gonna be a full. Like I the Rams. What are they? 6.5 point favorites or whatever. Rams to the moon, dude. There's no way we cover 6.5 points.
Fuck! I bet you guys to cover.
Huh?
I bet you guys to cover.
No way, dude. That was a dumbass bet. There's no way we're covering that. on the road in Los Angeles, no fucking chance.
Come on, man. Like, you guys are going to be down 13 late, and then Bakey is going to lead his MVP 2-minute drive to go down by 6 and
This
lose.
is also, Igbuka is going to have one of those games like Detroit where he has 12 targets and he only has 3 catches for 36 yards. Like, I can sense it.
He loves doing that. That's
like,
his favorite thing to do.
12 targets and you're like, oh my God, the usage, the air yards, the red zone. Like, he's just not going to have a good game. I can just sense it.
Well, I mean, I've been talking about it on the wide receiver tier list, like, yeah, it's going to regress. And like, I think like you have to consistently rank him top 10 because the usage is that. But I don't know, man. Like, we saw what it looked like in week 10. It's just been a lot more volatile since the hamstring.
Yeah, I think Chris will help a little bit today, but we'll see. We'll see how much he's used. I don't think Chris can be out there very much. And don't, like, please, for the love of God, don't start Baker Mayfield tonight. Don't start him. Like, if I'm wrong, I will admit it. Obviously, I'll own up to the fact that I'm wrong. I'm telling you, this is not the environment that you want to start Baker Mayfield in. And I'm dead ass not reverse jinxing the game. Like, I'm just being realistic here. We're not going to beat this team.
Yeah, no.
We're just not going to beat this team. Like,
our approaches are funny because it's like with Bush, he always tries to reverse psychology.
I'm not doing anything reverse jinx whatsoever. I know we're going to lose. And also, every Buccaneers season goes the exact same. We start out really hot. October 15th to November 15th, our season collapses and falls apart. And then we always have a cupcake week 13 to week 18 schedule where we rattle off a bunch of wins against the Saints and the Falcons and a bunch of dog shit teams. And then we sneak into the playoffs with 10 wins every single year. Same exact fucking season for like 3 years in a row.
Yeah, you guys are what you are. You're a mid-pack fantasy football team.
We're a fantasy football unit, but we are a real life annoyance to my life.
Now I'm fucking with you.
Okay, let's get back on track here. Rashad White, RJ Harvey.
Are the Bucs the new Cowboys? Question mark. Are the Bucs the new Cowboys dominating a bad division and being one and done in the playoffs?
I mean, we won a playoff game last year. Not the Commanders.
2 years ago, the year before that. Yeah. Who'd you beat? You beat what? The Eagles team that was dismantling. Who'd you beat in the divisional?
It was the Eagles that we beat in the wild card. We lost to the Lions in the divisional.
Oh, right. I thought you made the NFC.
No, it wasn't the championship game. But you can't call us the new Cowboys until you have won a championship and lost by a Cooper Cup bomb to the eventual Super Bowl.
I'm not talking about Tom Brady. I'm talking about this iteration of the Bucs is like the new Cowboys. Beating up on a bad division, winning 10 to 11 games every year, and then losing to a better team in the playoffs. Like I don't mean this to sound like a dickhead. I'm just saying it like I just don't see the Rams or the Eagles not representing the NFC at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I think
the Eagles. I'm giving benefit.
I think Detroit could get it done in the playoffs against either of those teams.
Detroit just has way too many games where you're left wondering what the fuck are they? Like they're 6-5 right now.
They kind of. Do you remember the year that the Bills almost didn't make the playoffs, and then in playoff best ball we were hammering the Bills when they did make the playoffs? The Lions kind of remind me of that year of the Bills.
Did they make the AFC Championship that year? I'm trying to remember. Or did they lose in the divisional?
Whatever the 13-second comeback happened.
Was that year?
I think they made the AFC Championship.
They either, I mean, like knowing the Bills.
It was the year that they made the AFC Championship against Kansas City. I'm pretty sure.
I'm sorry, Antler Ice, but knowing the Bills' process of elimination, was it the divisional or was it the AFC Championship? Because those are the 2 rounds they get eliminated.
Oh, no. Year. I remember exactly what happened. It was the year that the Bengals beat the shit out of them in the divisional round.
Didn't they win on like a walk-off field goal in that game?
No, didn't the Bengals kind of kill them in that game?
Did they?
All I know is that year the Bengals and Chiefs were in the AFC Championship. I'm pretty sure.
Was that? Yeah, no. I thought the Bengals won on like an overtime game-winning field goal in a thunderstorm.
Did they? Maybe I'm just misremembering that game. There's so many there's so many games with the Bengals, Bills, and Chiefs in the playoffs that I just don't remember all of them.
Okay, so since the year that the Bengals made the Super Bowl, they beat the Chiefs in overtime. That was what I was thinking of. That was the
the year after the Chiefs that the Bengals were in the Super Bowl in 2022. I believe
they beat the shit out of Buffalo.
That the Bills were not supposed to even make the playoffs by like week 11 or 12, but then they went on a run, made the playoffs, and then I think the Bengals beat them in Cincinnati, if I'm not mistaken.
They were the 2 seed, low-key.
Who?
Buffalo.
Yeah, because they went on a run.
No. They were 13-3 because that was
okay. So then it couldn't have been that year. Maybe it was 2023. Then what happened in the 2023 playoffs?
Was it not 2021?
God, my. You know, you ever have like a grandparent tell you a story and their memory is just completely cooked and they can't remember anything about the story? That's what I sound like right now.
Yeah, dude, the Bills are like the 2 or the 3 seed every year, I'm seeing. So what must have happened
It was
is
2023 then.
yeah, what must have happened is they must have been down late, like, and the Dolphins were winning the division, and the Dolphins crumbled and aligned with the Bills, like, getting hot.
Right. Okay. NFC playoffs or AFC playoffs was the Dolphins and Chiefs, the Browns and Texans, the Bills and Steelers. The Bills were the 2 seed this season as well, but they were 11-6. Yeah, this is the year that I'm thinking about.
Cats, my take on it is their offensive consistency isn't anywhere near where they were last year, and we kind of saw what the Eagles did exposing them last week. Like my question with the Lions, are they going to be able to produce high level offense against the best defenses in the playoffs? Like that's my question, because I mean the Eagles kind of showed you what it looks like when it doesn't look good.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out exactly what year I'm thinking of.
What do you think about the Lions? Realistically,
I think that the Lions are a team you don't want to play in January. That's what I think about the Lions.
Yeah, I don't know. Like they're gonna fucking smoke the shit out of the Giants this week. I'm not worried about that. But like, what's their record against teams that are 500 or better this year? Like they lost to the they lost to Green Bay in week 1, obviously. Yep. They got smoked by the Chiefs. They lost by a field goal to the Vikings, and then they lost to the Philadelphia Eagles. Okay. Their wins this year, they smoked the Bears in week 2. Oh God, I remember that. That was Ben Johnson's first game against them. They won a shootout against Baltimore. Okay, I would consider that probably a good win. But then again, like the Baltimore defense earlier in the year was just so bad.
Kansas City, Buffalo is what happened. Yeah. So that year that Buffalo snuck into the playoffs that we thought they weren't going to make it, they lost to Kansas City in Buffalo that year. That's what happened. Because Kansas City was the 3 seed that season.
2023?
Yeah. It was at around this time, like week 12, whatever, like the Bills had a bad record. They went on a run. They ended up securing the 2 seed. And I remember because I went to Montreal around Christmas time that year and drafted a bunch of Bills players with the assumption that they could go on a run. And then I was like, oh my God, look how unique these teams are. They snuck into the playoffs. I had Bills 49ers stacks and whatnot. And the 49ers were the NFC or the NFC representative in the Super Bowl that year. So I was like, oh my God, this could be such a unique stack. I had like the premium Bills 49ers, which was like impossible to build later on, where I had like Diggs and I had McCaffrey.
Was that the Gabe Davis game?
No, I think that was the year before. I'm pretty sure. Because was that game 27-24? That game would have been 27-24, I think.
Because I remember the 1 year. Oh, yeah, right. That was 13 seconds.
13 seconds was a higher scoring game than 27-24.
The reason why I mentioned that is because I do remember the year that Gabe Davis had that the game in the 13-second game. A lot of dead teams got advanced in best ball playoffs because he was like the piece you needed. And obviously, if you had Gabe Davis, you probably had a lot of Bills correlation.
Right.
And obviously in playoff best ball, for those of you that are wondering, like if you lose a matchup, like those players are dead.
Yeah. Or like that was the 2021 playoffs, the year that the Bengals made the Super Bowl, was the 13-second game. The score was 42-36. So that game had like a lot more points than the 27-24 game. This is what I was referencing. Like, the Dolphins got off to a big start. Like they were 3+ games at this scenario, exactly 3 games above the Bills. And the Miami Dolphins proceeded to completely unravel. Like they got. I remember they got smoked in the wild card to the Chiefs. Yeah, like the Kansas City. It was a really cold game in Kansas City, and they got railed.
That was like one of the first games I remember people were really like, oh my God, Tua just got extended. This is going to hamper their franchise. Forever. I remember everybody saying that, like, oh, like this is the quarterback.
It was like the first pissed off Tyreek game too, it seemed like too.
Yeah, dude. And like the offense just genuinely had no hope, if I remember. Like I remember watching, like it was just 3 and outs and sacks and missed reads and like.
Yeah, well, it was like a cold day. People were dropping the ball and stuff too. Like it was bad. It was a bad performance by them.
Also, every light quarterback, I swear to God, the question that always happens is, oh, are they going to be able to handle the elements? Like Tua's like the prime example. It's like, I don't know if he can handle the elements. It's like when you see like a Josh Allen or a Justin Herbert or somebody that's like 6'5", 240, you're like, that guy can play.
That guy can throw. Dude, you remember when Buffalo, or when he was coming out of the draft, people were like, he can spin it in the Buffalo winters. Everyone said about Josh Allen every time.
Yeah, fuck. No,
He could throw. I remember even when Baker was projected to go to the Jets at one point, people said he can throw it in like the cold weather in New York in December or whatever. Because Baker, for my money, had the second best arm in that class.
over Rosen, yeah.
Darnold was debated.
Darnold's debatable.
Darnold's got a pretty good arm. I think Baker's got a stronger arm than Darnold.
Baker can zip it a little better. I think Darnold as a prospect could float it a little better, but that's like general.
Well, at the combine, Allen and Baker threw the same miles per hour on the velocity gun.
Also, Arthur, let's go, man. Let's go. I mentioned this with you, Corey, but like anytime you get a divisional game where there's a home underdog.
Yeah. If I were to, like, I'm not betting that game, but if I were to bet that game, I'd probably take the Cowboys +3 or +3.5, whatever the total is there. Sure. Okay. Let's answer LeBarn's question here. Get back on track. He's got
LeBarn James
flex. Yeah. LeBarn James. Jalen Warren versus Kenneth
I love
Walker.
Warren.
Yeah. I also prefer Warren. I do need to move Warren down maybe a spot or two though, just because Aaron's not playing.
Right. I got to do that too. I forgot about.
Like, I think I would put Chase Brown ahead of Jalen Warren now. Like, would I start Judkins or Brees over him? Like, probably not, given the matchup against Chicago so favorable. Like, the Bears are 32nd in yards before contact allowed as a defense. Like, they get pushed around up front.
I have Warren RB15, and it's funny you mentioned that because that was actually one of the rationales for why we made one of my picks. I may as well just outline it right now. 3 hires in rushing yards. I actually have all these guys. Henderson I have a little bit higher, but these guys are relatively similar range in my rankings. David Montgomery, 45 explosive runs, worst gap scheme defense in terms of the Giants. Heck, worst rush defense
literally
overall.
32nd in every major rushing category.
So I was looking at this in terms of EPA allowed per rush. The Giants are 0.16 EPA allowed per rush, meaning that, quite frankly, usually when you see a rushing team, it's about 0, if not slightly negative, because inherently it's more valuable to throw the football. Yeah. The Giants are at 0.16 EPA allowed per rush. The next closest, the next worst team is at 0.11. They are 0.05 worse than any single other team in the league.
Yeah, no, they're the worst run defense in football. It's not even close.
And you get the get right spot. The Lions offense embarrassed last week. We do have the reports Dan Campbell wants to get Montgomery the ball more. And the Giants are just so bad to the point where he can quite literally chunk this in 3 or 4 runs. Trevion Henderson, if you're not getting the Giants on your schedule, Cincinnati's a good consolation price.
Bad. I'd be a little worried picking specifically rushing yards just because Stevenson, if he's going to eat into Henderson's workload, it probably would be on the ground.
The rationale for me is I think he's earned more work inherently. And at 55.5 in this matchup, he could quite literally get there as long as he gets 10 carries. So
as long as I just worry that this is a classic Danny needs this to happen, takes the hire. And I would be shocked personally if Henderson had more than 14 or 15 carries in this game with Stevenson back.
Yeah, I'll take 14 or 15 carries because he can get 55.5 on any singular rush. And this Bengals defense just has no interest in actually tackling people, is what I've learned from the season so far. And Jalen Warren, you just mentioned, 32nd in yards before contact per attempt with this Bears front. Warren himself has gone higher than this in 4 of his last 5 games, 4.5 or higher yards per carry in all but 1 game since the bye week. He's playing extremely well. It sounded like he could have came back to last week's game, assuming that it was closer. Again, the Steelers won 34-12. No real need to put him back into the game, but he cleared the injury report relatively early in the week.
Yeah, I the one thing I'd be worried about with Warren too is if they fall behind, because it's in Chicago, no Aaron Rodgers. If they fall behind, his rushing yards might be cooked.
In full transparency, I did pick that before the Rodgers announcement.
It sounded like Rodgers was going to go for most of the weekend.
It did.
So a little bit shocking. It might have actually, you might get Warren down to 56.5 or 57.5 now potentially.
And if you get a discount on it, I absolutely would. So overall, those 3 picks, you put them all together, $10 to potentially pay out $63. Promo code FSC to tail. We'll talk about the wide receiver picks.
We'll go through them all a little bit later too. We should probably get through the questions that we have. Okay, so other than that, I think Warren is the right decision. I'd probably play Judkins and Warren over Walker, just coming in with, if Walker wasn't coming in with the injury, you could convince me on Walker over Judkins, but because his projections have gone up, it sounds like they're going to give him more work. I just worry that he's coming in with a glute injury. That'd be enough to tie break to Judkins for me.
Late injury report with a glute injury. What are you doing, you fella?
Yeah, that's a little bit sus.
That's a little bit sus.
Stafford versus DJ. I think you got to go Stafford. Even the Tampa's been pretty decent against fantasy quarterbacks. DJ's on the road at Arrowhead. That's not a very good game atmosphere to be like. I know the over-under is pretty high, but I kind of worry about DJ on the road in Kansas City. Like that just seems like a recipe for disaster.
I have Stafford quarterback 7 this week, so
I also have him quarterback 7, but I have Daniel Jones quarterback 10. He's not like super low or anything. I just like probably wouldn't start him. You know,
where do you have Jacoby Brissett ranked?
I have Brissett at quarterback 14.
I have him at 13. So and honestly, I'm gonna switch him and Darnold just because I am a little bit worried the Seahawks get up early and just don't throw the football a ton.
Tennessee's been feisty at home, man. I wouldn't. I actually think that it's a positive for Darnold that Tennessee's at home because I think that they'll probably keep the game closer, and I actually think they could cover the 13.5 as well.
I don't disagree. I just think there's probably about a 30% likelihood that Brissett might literally double his attempts. Since he took over as a starter, he's averaging 43 passes.
Yeah, he's been throwing missiles all the time. He also it worked last week with Michael Wilson. Like I don't think I trust Michael Wilson to be great every single week, though. It wouldn't shock me if that dudded out.
I gotta double check for confirmation, but I'm pretty sure at one point in the prospect cycle, I called Michael Penix Jr. Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know if that was my official comp. Like,
mine was Gino, I think.
Yeah, it was either going to be Gino or Jacoby, if I remember. Let me take a look. I have it on me. And we'll answer.
That was one of my favorite comps of the entire 2024 draft cycle. I think was Gino to Michael Penix. I just thought that was like a perfect comp.
Yours was Hendon Hooker. Mine was Gino.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I would put my high end comp. Sometimes I would put my low end comp. And my low end comp for him was Hendon Hooker. But my high end comp, if he hits, what does he turn into? Was Gino.
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, my high end was Gino and my mid end was he could be like a Jacoby Brissett type. He could be a bridge quarterback, but 24-year-old quarterback with the injury history.
No ligaments. Yeah. Dude has absolutely no ligaments at this point. Also, last chance, everyone. Last chance to get back aboard the Kirk Cousins train. It's lonely here right now. It's lonely. I'm all by myself. Ew. No one cares about. Everybody is assuming that Kirk Cousins will be way worse than Michael Penix. And my opinion of the situation is that he's as good or better than Michael Penix.
Poo-poo is better than pee-pee.
I guess, but that the whole narrative around the Falcons has been their season is over because Kirk Cousins is starting.
It is over, dude.
I don't know.
They're 3-8 without their own first round pick, and I'm telling you right now, Unc Cousins ain't changing shit.
I think he's probably playing for another job next year, in a different place or something. I think he's gonna be a little motivated. I don't know.
He's playing for his AARP. He's fucking cooked.
Okay, we'll see.
Yeah, dude.
I watched him fry the Bucs twice, actually.
Yeah, you're the only defense he did that to. It might be more of a fucking cell phone.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Bryce Young versus the Falcons and Kirk Cousins versus the Bucs is just like the NFC South Bermuda Triangle. Also, Tyler Shuck absolutely rinsed the Panthers, so maybe he'll be just a lead against the Panthers every time he plays them.
Yeah. That's comedy.
Bam Knight, Gainwell, Godwin, Yoshi Bosch on waivers. Okay, so
Bam, right?
It depends. Yeah, so Bam Knight versus Gainwell. I'm probably not playing Godwin this week if I don't have to. I like Yoshi Bosch quite a bit, but I think I would probably just rather have Bam this week.
Yeah, Bam Benson was already ruled out. Mari DiMercado's not playing. It's going to be him and Carter.
Yeah, I think you just basically have to hope that the game stays close, and it's in Arizona, so there's a good chance it does. And Bam should get 15 carries or so, maybe punches in a touchdown. Gainwell, if Warren wasn't playing, obviously Gainwell would be the answer, but Warren is playing, so I'd go with Bam.
I got to move Hunt up because obviously I had him ranked potentially if Pacheco would play because he practiced in full, if I'm not mistaken, and then he got ruled out. Where do you have Kareem Hunt ranked? Because obviously I had him at 29 initially when I was assuming Pacheco was playing. I think I can even
move him down to 22 because without Aaron Rodgers, I moved DeAndre Swift up ahead of him. With the Bears probably going to dominate time of possession in that game. But yeah, Kareem Hunt, I think he's in my low end RB2s range when I did my video.
Yeah, no, that's reasonable.
He's an 80% snap share running back without Pacheco. So
yeah. So we're going Bam here.
Yeah, Bam's pretty much the best option there. Also, worth being said here that if we do want to give out some free questions to folks, we are going to need the like button to be smashed a little harder, fellas. Here, we're only at 16 likes with I don't know 60 of you guys watching on YouTube. Yeah, give or take. So, if you guys want some free questions at the end here, starts it. Trade questions, hammer the like button, and we shall give out some questions once we get to 50 likes, I would say. So, I mean, there's enough of you in here to get to that number. There's no excuses.
Also, Corey,
what's up?
I should have listened to my gut on Thursday. I guess we haven't been able to address this. You remember on Thursday when I'm like, I know this isn't processed, but why is my gut telling me to play Jaden Higgins over fucking Jordan Addison? And sure enough, he catches a touchdown.
How many points did he finish with?
13.8. He had 9 targets, 4 catches, 38, and a touchdown. So not bad. Davis Mills was just so erratic at the start of the game. He started like 1 for 10.
I lost my pick'em on Thursday because Woody Marks lost 5 yards on a reception. I had so I was going to take his rushing yards. His rushing yards were like 58.5 or 60 or something like that. And I took his total yards and I think it was 75.5 or something. I can't remember what the number was, but he was like 4 yards short or 5 yards short. And he had a 5 yard loss on a reception.
That's just our luck this year with some pick'ems. Also, yeah, respectfully, if you guys want to ask a question, make sure you hit the like button.
For sure. Okay, PK Daniel here.
It's got to be
Tyrone
Tracy. Oh, Montgomery.
Yeah, I have Montgomery. Montgomery's my RB 19 this week.
Yo, you think that's high? That's cute. I have my RB 16.
Yeah,
I'm fucking with you, but
this whole Lions matchup is just so juicy. It's hard not to.
Corey.
And then Swift versus Hunt is literally back to back in my rankings. But I think with no Rodgers and the Bears being at home, I think I just trust the time of possession that the Bears are going to have over Pittsburgh. So I'd probably go with Swift instead of Hunt, but they'd be pretty close.
Can we get anybody in for Metcalf? He's pissing me off.
He is pissing me off also. But yeah, I think I'd roll with Swift there. Watson, yeah, you're not going to put Watson or Tez in there. And then in the flex, I think I'd probably roll Kareem Hunt over Tyrone Tracy.
Hear me out with no Rudolph, the Watson versus DK Metcalf conversation becomes a lot closer.
You mean with
I would Rodgers? Still without Rodgers. Who did I say? Without
no Rudolph.
With Rudolph starting, the conversation becomes a lot closer. Like I had DK Metcalf assuming Rodgers was playing as my wide receiver 22 this week. He's obviously got to go down a couple spots. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna probably land at around 26, but I have Watson at 28. So yeah,
I don't think I have Watson quite that high. I have him at 28 as well. So yeah. I'm near you there. I'll move. What do I move Metcalf below like Michael Wilson? Like
you have to.
I'd rather start Metcalf.
Dude, you have Michael Wilson that low?
He's at 22, which is exactly in line with where the experts have him.
I got him at 17, dude.
That's crazy.
No, look at his projections.
The volume he got last week, but I probably just philosophically wouldn't start him over like Zay Flowers or Jameson Williams.
I would easily. Jameson Williams I have at like wide receiver 13 this week, but like, dude, his projection is just so strong this week. I feel like I'm even like lower on him than I could be. Like, I think you could very well make
the highest of the experts on the site by a country mile. So,
no, but I'm saying like in general. If somebody told me that they had Michael Wilson as a top 14 receiver this week, I'd hear them out. His yardage projection is 61.5 on Underdog.
Yeah, no, he's a pretty solid play for sure. We're up to 32 likes, by the way, for those of you guys that want to get some free questions here. Need to get to 50 before we give out free ones. And there are 66 of you in here, only 32 likes, which means that you have the power to get yourself free questions very easily, including I went in on my own personal YouTube account and liked it. So I gave you guys a freebie.
Wait, so how many do we have now?
We have 32, I think it said.
Oh, okay.
33. So yeah, hit the like button. Make sure you guys hit that so we'll get some free questions to everybody. Yeah, that should be pretty straightforward. Kareem Hunt would go in the flex. Trade question here from Mark. I think Bucky's just going to be such a popular topic of conversation for trades.
Jacory's a nothing burger. I'm taking the left side.
Yeah, Bill is droppable and probably should be dropped with the bye week.
All teams start 7.
12 teams start 7. I think I'm willing to take the risk on Bucky at that point. I mean, Adams is obviously great, but McMillan and Adams are not that far apart, and Bucky has a chance to really blow the steel out of the water. So I'd probably hold Bucky on this part.
So Corey, not to Apparently, by the way, I got accused of slandering Devontae Adams for having him as a top 10 wide receiver this week, is what I was told. Because
like slandering isn't as too low.
As too low, because
Well,
apparently,
he's a wide receiver 6 this week, so I have him higher than that.
Well, part of it, it's like, dude, he's got insane touchdown equity. His touchdown equity is going to keep him in the wide receiver 1 range. Guy's averaging less than 57 yards a game. Like, we do have to contextualize a little bit. Like, hey, like, he's going to be a wide receiver 1. He's probably going to be around 15, 16 and a half points per game, around that range. But unless he's averaging more than 56 and a half, I think he's at yards per game, he's not going to be anything better than a low-end wide receiver 1. Like, we do have to contextualize that. He's going to have his spike week spots, but his spike weeks are more like 6 for 65 and 2 touchdowns. He's not going to have the 7 for 130 in a touchdown game like a Puka would, for example.
Yeah. Also, here's proof that I'm not biased on my own team, by the way. Emeka Egbuka is my wide receiver 12 this week. The experts have him at 8. So I'm the lowest expert on the site on my own.
Sounds like a reverse jinx if I've ever heard.
Well, he's on my team and he's on my favorite team as well. So it's surprising to me that the experts have him at wide receiver 8. His sleeper projection is like 12 points also, which is kind of odd that it's like 6 points below Justin Jefferson's, who he's outproduced.
I mean, it's 3 points behind him, but I agree. It should be higher. I mean, the biggest issue is how he's projected behind Alvin Kamara. Like, that's a problem.
That's kind of funny.
That's a problem.
Like, I'm going to go look at like Trey Tucker's projection. I swear to God, if it's the same as
it probably is,
because I'll lose my mind.
They love Trey Tucker on sleeper projection.
Dude, sleeper loves like a good mid wide receiver, like a proto. Like Jawan Jennings being projected for the same amount of points is jail. That's absolute jail.
Yo, you know when here, where is it? There's some growth. Like, dude, Diggs is projected 15.96. I love Diggs, but I mean, he's my wide receiver 12 this week.
All of my receivers have ever been projected on any given week. Like,
it's just, it feels high, no? Like
Michael Wilson, as great as Michael Wilson's projection is this week, it's 1 point higher than Emeka Egbuka's. Like, come on. Let's be real here.
You know, Derrick Henry's projection is almost as high as CeeDee Lamb's.
I mean, it should be. He plays the Jets this week.
Dude, the Jets are a pass funnel, bro. Don't let that trick you a little bit.
It's still Derrick Henry's been
you love my reverse jinx effort now?
I do. Yeah, I do like that. Extra no mayo. Shout out. This guy likes dry sandwiches. I'm sorry. Like, if you don't like mayo, grow up. Like, I'm sorry. Yeah. Like, how do you not like mayo? It's like literally the best condiment. Grow up.
You need mayo. You do.
Yeah. Not liking mayo is like you have a body buried in your backyard somewhere. Like, it's a strange behavior.
You going Jones or Pierce here? I'm going Pierce, honestly.
No, hear me out, dude. No, BTJ. I'd probably start Myers over both of them.
Dude, you're not sitting Pierce for Myers. Pierce, since he came back from injury, has, from a production metric perspective, now obviously the points per game is leaning Pittman because he scored more touchdowns, but the targets, the target share, the receiving yards per game, Alec Pierce has straight up played better than Michael Pittman Jr. And I understand it's a tough matchup, but at the same time, it's the best overall game total of the week. The Colts offense has proven and time again that they're still going to be one of the better offenses. So I'm continuing to start Alec Pierce with top 24 level conversations until he proves otherwise. Expectations, not conversations.
I have Myers at 26 and Pierce at 31, and the experts both have
Pierce
Myers
at 31's absurd.
Well, he's 32 in the expert rankings, so I'm actually higher on him than the experts. And Myers is also ahead in the expert rankings as well.
Pierce is averaging 13.5 points per game since he came back from injury. Like, what are we talking about? Wide receiver 32 in the expert rankings.
I'm just reporting where they are.
No, I know. I'm just trying to rationalize it. Like, are they watching Alec Pierce play football?
Yeah,
he's been better than Pittman.
I don't like the Aaron Jones matchup. I would start Myers here. That would be who I'm
starting. Pierce, 2.45 yards per route run since he came back.
From what?
Since he came back from injury.
Oh, okay.
Came back in week 6. So it's like a 6-game sample size.
Dude, Arizona game environment is like nice, man. That game's I think there's gonna be a lot of points in that game, and there's no BTJ out there. It's his 3rd game with the team. His routes are ramping up. Like, I think that this is the Myers game for sure.
I like Myers. I have both these guys over consensus, but 32. Like, I have Alec Pierce at 22. I have Myers at 27. Like, how is Pierce 32 by the rankings? Like, I'm genuinely convinced they haven't watched Alec Pierce play this season.
Yeah. I mean, we can throw this one in a hat if you'd like, if you want to go Myers versus Pierce.
What's your differential? Because
I have Myers at 26 and Pierce at 31.
I have Pierce at 22 and Myers at 27. Like they're all the exact same gap. Chad, any input? I'm curious what you guys
looking
think.
at his matchups, I would say that he doesn't need the ceiling because he's got Puka and Henderson and like
I
St.
would
Brown.
argue
Like,
Pierce has been the floor.
I think Myers is the safer play personally because he just gets more targets than Pierce does, and Pierce is more of a big play threat on his targets.
Pierce is averaging 83 yards per game since he returned. I think he's the floor play.
Under guaranteed when Corey likes it over Pierce easy. All right, I'll give you Pierce.
It's more so just I think the expert consensus is genuinely wrong here because I think you could very well make the case that Pierce should be above Pittman.
Yeah, I wouldn't, but I get it.
He's played better than him. Like since he returned from injury, Michael Pittman's yards per route run less than 1.5.
Trust me, I like all this talk is great for my bag defendy, because of all the Colts wide receivers, and all wide receivers in general in underdog fantasy, my most invested dollar amount is in Alec Pierce. So dude, I will take the Alec Pierce propaganda.
Call me crazy. I think he might outproduce Michael Pittman down the stretch. Call me crazy. Like he's playing all the routes on this team, and he has been getting more yards than Pittman, more yards per row run than Pittman. The only difference has been touchdowns, and Pierce is 6'3", has the speed, hasn't really connected on like a big long touchdown. But
you know what's gonna happen in free agency?
What?
Alec Pierce is gonna get like $30 million from Buffalo or something. Yeah, you read my mind.
Yo, hear me out though. He would actually crush in Buffalo.
He would, but like, doesn't that just scream bad signing to you?
But like, I think that's just, how is Alec Pierce making all that money? As people were going to say, Alec Pierce, since he's come back, is quite literally pacing as a 1,500-yard receiver.
Yeah, it wouldn't shock me if doesn't Alec Pierce also kind of scream Jaguar or Cardinal to you? Like just like one of those mid-ass teams that no one gives a fuck about, like that pay him $30 million a year.
Yeah, I mean, ironically, I think Arizona making that payment, you have Michael Wilson as your you can move Marv around the formation a lot more at that point. Like, do you want him to play all of the snaps at the X? Like, if you get Pierce, like at least you can use those receivers interchangeably.
Has anyone ever tried to play Pierce in the slot?
No, but like I think like it's because you don't want to waste.
Run a vertical route pattern with him though.
Fair.
Probably be good.
What I was thinking is Michael Wilson might actually be a better big slot than he is outside wide receiver. So if you made that signing,
I remember saying that about Wilson when he was coming out.
Yeah, so if you have those two and you have Wilson and I think the Cardinals would actually make sneaky sense.
I think Wilson could be like Juju if he played in the big slot.
Yeah, no, he's decent in that regard. I also do want to say this real quick because I saw Arthur address something. The correct answer is Jonathan Taylor. Hey, Arthur, I reverse jinxed you with the Puka. Now you're doing it back with JT, so we are even now.
There you go. This is not even close. Rico Dowdle and Quentin Johnson.
Yeah, Rico.
It's crazy that this is where we're at as a society that I dropped top 20 overall player in my rest of season rankings in both the Flock League and the list and my home league in the same year. Who would have predicted Rico Dowdle being this great? No,
I'm joking.
You're lying.
I had a lot of shit.
Okay, Rico Dowdle, like what Rashad White is right now while Bucky Irving is out, that's what we thought Rico Dowdle could be.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I thought he was better than the market made it seem. Like I was told basically like, oh, Rico Dowdle's a jag. That's why he's selling for so low. Like he's not a good running back. It's like, okay, no, he's actually a good running back. So fuck you.
Yeah, I didn't think he would be this much better than Hubbard though. Like if you told me going into the season, crystal ball, Rico Dowdle will end up being the better running back than Chuba Hubbard, that wouldn't have shocked me one bit. The fact that he's this much better shocks me.
Yeah, well, like I was starting to like come to grips with it, I would say in like July, early August. I was like, dude, like, because remember early in the best ball offseason, we were taking a lot of Chuba, and then I completely stopped taking Chuba because I'm like, is he that much better than Rico Dowdle? And like once I started thinking about that, that's when I started getting my Rico bags up. I'm at 17%. What pisses me off is I basically
17% Rico, man. Fuck.
I basically drafted Rico Dowdle in every single redraft league, but unfortunately, he was the type of piece where if you drafted,
you probably dropped him.
Well, yeah, because think of it like this: you weren't getting the lineup utility from him, and you're also thinking, well, he's a handcuff for a bad offense. I can just take a younger handcuff for a better offense. So like he was in no man's land where it's like the implied upside we thought he had. Was it worth it over maybe, let's just say, a Dylan Sampson at the time when Judkins had all his bullshit going on? Was it worth it over a Byshell Tootin at the time, knowing the upside he has as a prospect? Like that's where I'm kind of upset with myself. Is I do wish, like, if I kept Rico Dowdle and I didn't drop him in the flock league, maybe we're talking about a different situation right now. But it was just impossible to predict. Like, he had his first blow up game week 4, week 5. Like, at that point,
I dropped him in week 3, so that's fun.
Like, it's just unfortunate. There's not really much we can take of it other than the fact that you kind of have to wish you were the one that picked him up. And
I honestly, the thing that I take from it is I just literally wish I held on to him, because I had him. I dropped him in week 3 in both my home league and the flock league. In week 3, I dropped him in both leagues.
You want to hear something? Me off. I offered Zach a trade of Fab for him because I'm like, oh shit, you got Rico. I didn't know he was listed. I'll offer you X amount of Fab for him. It was like $5. And he said no. And then I remember Chuba had a good game and he dropped Rico Dowdle in the flock league. And Thomas bid like more than me, or he had a higher priority than me, or some bullshit. Like, Thomas ended up getting him. And I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
That'll been a dog. But on the bright side, I have him in my home league. So
Barkley for Chase. I think we talked about this in the trade targets video. Yeah. If you could sell Barkley for Chase right now with the suspension, I would definitely do it.
There's only one scenario I wouldn't, and it is not in the scenario that you're in. Go get him.
Yeah. Pairing Rice with Chase in London and shit once he's back. I mean, you can handle losing Barkley, Dowdle's an every week starter. Yeah, you're definitely fine.
I was legit going to say the only way I wouldn't do that immediately is if you're 3-7 and need to win out, or 4-7 and need to win out.
Yeah. I mean, I would have said, hey, if this is, I got to log out and log back in. I would have said, hey, if this is going to downgrade your starting lineup because now you have to play like Trey Benson every week or something after selling Barkley, then I wouldn't have done it then. But knowing that, yeah, you were going to be fine and you had running back depth to be able to lose Barkley, that would be the only way in which I was worried. But that was not the case. So yeah, I'd go get Chase, take the L this week, potentially worst case scenario, and you're good to go. Silky smooth here. Jalen Warren, Kayshon Boutte, Aaron Jones. I don't want to mess with the Green Bay defense. I said this in the running back tier list video. You know, Green Bay defense has averaged 24 points per game allowed on the road and 16 points per game allowed at home. They've played, think of the teams they played at home versus the teams that they played on the road. They played the Lions at home, the Commanders in week 2 with Jaden Daniels and everyone healthy at home. They played the Eagles at home. They played much better teams at home versus they played like the Browns on the road and the garbage teams that they played. Other than Dallas, pretty much. That was the only road team that they played that was good at the time. So they're not good currently.
It's funny you mentioned that because in Green Bay's games this year, 13 points allowed, 18 points allowed, 13 points allowed, 18 points allowed, 23 points allowed, 25 points allowed, 16 points allowed, 10 points allowed, 20 points allowed. The only thing skewing that data is quite literally allowing 40 to the Cowboys. Because if you take the Cowboys game, the 40 that they allowed on the road, they were averaging 24 allowed per game on the road. You take a 40 bomb away from that, that's 2 games worth pretty much.
It is, but they also look at the games at home. They haven't allowed more than 18 points.
No, I get that. I'm just saying, I think I think the data is skewed right now simply because the one game they got exposed on defense was against the Cowboys on the road. If you just took that game out, they've probably been maybe a 19 points allowed per game defense on the road too. They're just a really good defense. Yeah. It's just the Cowboys offense was fucking smacking ass that day.
Easy answer to this was that we would go with Warren. He's got a great matchup today. Jacobs is out obviously, so we can't.
I got to move Wilson up now.
I put Wilson at RB25 in my rankings. I'm not super convinced he's going to be a great play this week. I think he's a fine play. I just don't want to put him over guys that I think are better plays.
I'm going to have him higher than you for sure. Now where am I going to have him is the question. Why can't I find his name? Emmanuel. Do I have this? Emmanuel? Okay, he for some reason wasn't in. Okay. He will end up 25 implied Packers points at home against Minnesota. RB16.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
The site average is kind of split between us, by the way. Actually 17.
I mean, there's probably most of the people haven't moved him up yet, I would imagine. Oh, he's at 19. Actually, never mind.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're split between where we have him ranked.
If I had, I would start Emmanuel Wilson over Aaron Jones actually. So I'll move him ahead of him. But that's 24 for me.
Yeah, I would start him.
I would still start. It sounds like Walker's fine to go. The Tennessee matchup's too good. I would start Walker over him. I would start Hunt, who I know is going to get the workload over him.
I wouldn't start Walker or Hunt. Yeah,
Kamara.
Nah, I definitely would not. Give me Emmanuel Wilson, the workhorse for an offense that are touchdown favorites at home.
So that being said, you're not starting him over Chase Brown, though, right?
No, I wouldn't.
And then you don't have more. Do you have more Genti?
No, I have Genti ranked higher. I have Genti this week, but RB 14.
Okay, I'm at 17. So when you said you had him at 16, I thought there was a chance you might have had him over Genti. But yeah, I'd go with Genti and Chase Brown in the running back slots there. Pittman versus QJ. I mean, QJ is on bye. Debo is on bye. Josh Shaka. So you go Kamara versus Emmanuel Wilson versus David Montgomery. I actually have David Montgomery the highest of this group.
I'm cool with that. I love David Montgomery's matchup this week. I think this is a huge get-right spot for the Lions offense, like I said. And I think David Montgomery, there's merit to the fact that Campbell wants to get him more touches. I think this is a game environment for him to get more touches. They're how big of favorites going up against a New York Giants defense that just doesn't have answers for the run game. Like, what's stopping David Montgomery from getting 16 carries for 83 yards and 2 touchdowns?
Dude, this game reeks of David Montgomery 2+ touchdowns. Just reeks of it.
Yeah.
Absolutely reeks of it.
Also,
if you guys want a crazy parlay, do Gibbs 2+ and Montgomery 2+, and they score 4 combined. Like I'm telling you, like this is just going to be a rushing bonanza.
Also, Corey, do you know what get a trade on P1 means?
No.
Okay, I thought because you said you played COD early on. A trade is like when somebody
I know what a trade is. Yeah,
okay.
In COD terms, yeah.
And you know what P1 is in a hard point, right?
0.1, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's just literally the first zone.
Yeah. I only ever played Search and Destroy
fair.
battles. I never played any other game mode.
Fair, like CMGs?
Game battles, whatever they're called.
Oh, fair, yeah. Checkmate.
Like the website game battles.
Oh, okay, yeah. So that was like OG.
Oh yeah, like I remember I haven't played COD since like you were in diapers.
Dog, you're 2 years older than me.
You were certified.
I was in diaper
like, watching cartoons when I was playing game battles.
Yeah, no, I was in diapers till high school, so that checks out.
My parents were a little irresponsible that I was playing game battles when I was like 9 years old.
I mean, I was fucking rambunctious as well.
Okay. But my brother needed a partner for game battles, and I bought my own PlayStation, so I went upstairs and we LAN game battles.
What game were you playing a lot of your S&D wagers on?
So I played mostly Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, MW3, and then in college when Modern Warfare Remastered came out, I played a lot of that too.
Makes sense. Yeah, no, those games were like the first games that I got. The first official game I got, I
played a lot of COD 4 and World at War 2, but I was just a kid. I was only like 8-9 years old at the time. I was, I think, 11 when Modern Warfare 2 came out. I was in grade 6, I think.
Yeah, dude, OG MW2 was the first game that I played. Because, I mean, if you're doing the math there, that would have came out 2008 or 2009.
2009 it came out.
Because right before, I mean, I remember, do you remember like Best Buy and shit? You used to be able to rent video games.
Yeah, Blockbuster used to be able to do that.
Yeah, well, it was Blockbuster. It was all. I remember when I was. When did World at War come out? That would have been.
That was the year before MW2, so 2008.
I remember I had begged my dad to rent us that game because I wanted to play with my brother that night, and we ended up renting it. We played split screen fucking World at War.
Yeah, play some Doriz type beat.
Yeah, bro. No, that was funny. Renting video games is something that like you'll never be able to explain to kids nowadays.
Renting video games was electric. Not to mention, my favorite video game of all time was discovered because I just randomly rented it.
Really?
Like that? No kid in this day and age will understand the joy of going to Blockbuster, not knowing what game you're going to play, picking out a random game, and it becoming your favorite video game of all time, which was Bully. When I was a kid.
Yeah, Bully was fun.
I'm one of those people still like copiuming over Bully 2 coming out, even though it hasn't come out. Like the game came out in 2006 and it's definitely not coming out.
No, I definitely played that with my brother too.
The game was fucking sick, man.
The one I remember, it was like a Rocky Balboa career mode. I remember playing it with my brother and my dad in the basement. We had the fucking PlayStation. I think it was either the PS1 or the PS2. I don't remember exact year. It's probably like 2003 or 2004. So would the PS2 have been out by then? Because we had both. I remember that. We had the PS1 that went to the PS2. Like 2003, 2004.
I don't think PS2 was out in 2003.
It might have been like right on that line though. A PlayStation 2 release date.
Yeah. Did you see my tweet the other day, by the way?
PS2 released March 4th. You know, the PS2 released 5 days before my birth.
It came out that long ago?
2000.
Oh shit! I didn't realize it was out that long.
March 4, 2000.
Because
Quite
I had
literally.
a PS1 playing like Mortal Kombat and shit like during the time that I was like 4 or 5 years old, and I just assumed that the PS1 was the newest PlayStation at the time. But it would have been like 2003 at that time. So that's wild. Did you see my tweet the other day though?
Which one?
This one where I was like, picture this: you're 8 years old, cartoons crushed,
God.
Fruit Loops crushed, PS2 loading, worries minimal, and then you get your Saturday morning anthem.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, that was. I used to play with my little cousin.
Just such an electric game, dude. That was my shit.
Did you ever play NHL
2K7? My
2K7?
fucking game, dude. I love that game.
Did you ever play NHL 2K7?
I was not. I'm staunchly anti 2K games. I never liked them, other than NBA games. But yeah, 2K fun. NHLs or Maddens or whatever. No.
March 4, 2000. So was Jamar Chase born the day that the PlayStation 2 came out? I swear he's March 4th.
A couple of generational things came out that day.
Dude, I mean, PS2, same day as Jamar. Jamar and PS2, a little bit of a rivalry. Like, everything kind of makes sense.
As in Patrick Surtain.
I'm making a joke.
When was Patrick Surtain born? That would be great. Imagine if Patrick Surtain was born.
Like, I think he's a 2000. No,
came out.
He's also a 2000, right? Yeah. So the PS2 was March 4, 2000. Pat Surtain was born April 14th, 2000.
That's crazy. The PlayStation 2 came out, and then 40 days later, at the end of Lent, fucking Patrick Surtain came out.
Finally got to play it.
That's crazy. Okay.
Buka Lamb.
Yeah, Lamb's going to be in there. Buka's going to be in there. This is a FSE brand question.
Michael
Wilson. Yeah, you got to go, Mike. I mean, hopefully you started Shakir because he went for like 100 yards on Thursday, but I doubt you did since you're asking the question now.
I'm just grateful that we didn't have to argue about Michael Wilson as the last player in the lineup.
Yeah. Guys are like fucking paint my when your window just gets painted with rain, like you just hear it like it just sounded like someone shot a paintball gun at my window.
Dude, when back, like, did I ever send you the pictures of when I used to paintball a lot?
No.
I got my own.
You do have paintball energy though.
So I got my own paintball gun. Obviously, you have to go and get the
also,
canister.
You have your own paintball gun energy too.
Well, like, when you have your own gun, you have to go and get like the canister pressurized, like obviously, so it shoots, right? So that paintball gun has been in my shed with an empty canister, and I'm not even joking you, like hundreds of paintballs. I have like hundreds of paintballs in my shed right now because before, like, right as COVID started / before COVID, 2019, 2020 area, I quite literally would set up a tarp in my backyard on the fence and would just shoot my paintball gun at the tarp when I was bored.
Right.
Yeah, I was
yeah, Danny has paintball energy. You guys can't deny it. There was that guy, like, because I was a casual. I've only been paintballing at birthday parties and whatnot. I didn't care. I just like went.
I used to have
we're going paintballing for my birthday. I'll go, kind of thing. But there was always that sweaty fucking kid who had like 3 sidearms and like his whole life was paintball. That was Danny, guaranteed.
I was nasty, low-key. I could hold down an iron.
Emphasis on sweaty.
Yeah, no, 100%. I will say it does hurt.
You were the point blank shooter too, like the guy that get panicked who's like, you're way too close to him. He shoots you a foot away.
I mean, when you're sweaty playing paintball, at least it doesn't hurt as bad. It kind of like slips off a little. No,
yeah.
But yeah, no, that I used to play that when I was young. What's the
most on point chirp ever?
Fuck.
Also, Miko's got to be Canadian. You would not say the word chirp without being Canadian.
Yeah, I was trying to think. There was something else. I would go to the quad pad a lot for shinny. I was a shinny kid. Like early COVID, I was the shinny kid.
I mean, yeah, like I haven't actually. I used to play
like at the quad pad. Like you would go like in the arena, right? Okay, so the quad pad is like
it's the name of your local arena. I'm gonna kill you.
It is.
No one knows your local arena's name, Danny.
It's pretty simple. I'll explain. Quad pad, aka 4 arenas or four pieces of ice in one arena.
Sure.
Quad pad. There's 4 pads. It's pretty You know?
Danny was the sweat. This guy goes, yeah, like that'd be like me going, yeah, like when you go to Albert McCormick and you'd be like, what? What's Albert McCormick? I'm like, oh, it's the name of my local arena.
I mean, Dave Anderchuk Arena. Shout out to Anderchuk, 2004 Cup winner.
Yeah.
From Hammer.
Also, that game, NHL 06, you can see like Vincent LeCavier like ripping the cup up in it and shit.
Yeah, you know who
it's
he
crazy
works
how
for, right?
old that game is. That one of the guys in the intro music is the coach of your team now.
Berube?
No, St. Louis.
Oh, I thought you were saying your team. That's why I got confused.
No,
like,
St. Louis was in the thing that I showed.
He was like young in 06 too. Like he was probably like 28.
Yeah.
That's not really that young, but you know what I mean.
I mean, for running back, for old. I mean, it's old for running backs. If I could.
I mean, speaking of St. Louis, like you brought it up. There's a little bit of an elephant in the room here, Corey. You got your back blown out last night.
I know. I hate playing Montreal. Every game goes the same.
Yo, Dobson's a fucking beast.
Yeah, he kind of ripped a couple of cheddars. Fredo's got a question here. 12 team standard, need one wide receiver, 2 flex, Rome Olave, AJ Brown, Sean Tucker. He said, I already played Woody and I need this win to stay in playoff contention. So keep in mind, he's kind of down in his matchup because he played Woody Marks already.
I did that in the league. You got to go Rome here.
Yeah, I think you'd probably got to go Rome there. I would. So call me crazy. I know it seems tempting to start Sean because of the bomb that he put up last week, but I would start the receivers over Sean Tucker.
Yeah, it's a difficult matchup. I'm curious, what is his yardage prop compared to AJ Brown's this week?
I don't give a shit what his yardage prop is. I just don't think he's outperforming him.
I'm just curious.
It is actually, for what it's worth, this kind of changes things a little bit. It says no PPR. This is not a PPR question.
60.5 for AJ Tucker. 48.5 rushing, 6.5 receiving, 59.5 rushing plus receiving. So what was the fantasy points? 8.25 for Tucker. I'm assuming that AJ Brown would be higher.
Yeah, like 10 probably.
It is a standard though, like you said. But at the same time,
I still think you can't trust Tucker in that matchup. It's just, I know he's going to get more carries.
It's interesting though.
It's an interesting question. I just think, especially if you need the ceiling too, like who's going to have the ceiling game? Is it going to be Sean Tucker against one of the best run defenses in football, or is it going to be AJ Brown getting by a porous Cowboy secondary?
So hear me out. Also, I would not be shocked. Again, I'm not going to answer it because it's volatile. But I would not be shocked with Walker coming off a glute injury if this was the Charbonnet 3-touchdown week against Tennessee.
So you're doing the copium. So
I have him in the listener league. I have Walker.
I have Walker in against you in the flock league. So
I didn't even know you were starting him. I thought. Oh yeah, right. Because
my whole bench is injured, so I have to.
No, that's my bad. I thought you were starting Vidal, which he's on bye. So that makes no sense.
Vidal and McConkey are on bye. Harrison, Kincaid, and fucking whatchamacallit are injured.
Put Dowdle in.
Let's get Dowdle into the lineup. Let's get Emmanuel Wilson into the lineup as well. Wide receiver wise, we're going Igbuka and probably Pierce. Yeah.
And then hear me out though. Jameis starting. I did have Darius Slayton in my top 40 wide receivers. I actually do think.
So are you starting him here over Downs, Menengai,
I would.
Tootin, Parker Washington?
I
think I'd rather play Parker Washington with no AJ or with no Brian Thomas Jr.
I would go with Slayton. I think with Winston back, Darius Slayton's healthy back from the hamstring injury. We saw what he was doing prior to the injury, 4 for 89 in his last game. And Jameis Winston has been a kingpin for outside wide receivers. That's a close conversation. They're both like fringe top 36 to 42 guys. Like Parker, when full transparency, when I did my wide receiver rankings, Parker was like one of the few that was on the outside looking in. Like you could make the argument. I did have Darius Slayton a couple spots ahead of him. I think I had Slayton at 38 and I had Parker at 41 or 42. Let me take a look. I
actually have, of this question, I have Parker at 36, Downs at 37, and Slayton at 41. I think Parker's got a great matchup against Arizona. And of the receivers on the Colts, the slot is their biggest weak point. So if that kind of bodes well for Josh Downs, but I do prefer Parker with no BTJ.
Yeah, I can capitulate to Parker. I think Parker could do well in this game.
I think we were at 49 likes last time I looked. So let's see if we got to 50 here. We are at 49 likes, fellas. We need one more for you guys to get some free questions. So if you want some free questions, hit the like button. Sean Tucker, Alec Pierce, Kareem Hunt. I'm going Hunt here, I think. And Pearsall, I guess, as well would be in the conversation.
Yeah, so I would go Hunt. I really do like Pearsall this week. Actually, he's one of my wide receiver picks, so I'll talk about that in a second. But I still have Alec Pierce, the highest of any of the wide receivers. But I mean, Kareem Hunt, you got the highest over under the game environment of the week. You have no Isaiah Pacheco. Rashard Smith hasn't proven anything as a pure runner yet in terms of actually taking valuable carries. And quietly, I actually saw a stat. If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, it might have changed after last week. Kareem Hunt is currently the EPA leader in rushing this year.
Yeah, he is. The problem with EPA for running backs, though, is
Touchdown
that
equity.
It's touchdown equity, and it also it can be skewed by. It's more of a team stat for a run game than like a player stat. It's a better stat for QBs typically because it's like if you're passing the ball, the quarterback had a lot to do with it. Like EPA per rush can factor in a lot of other things, including like where your carries came on the field and stuff like that.
Yeah, I will say though, I think somebody even said when they factored out the touchdown runs.
I know I saw Anthony Amico and Jacob Gibbs going back and forth about that.
That's I think what I saw.
Made some good points about why EPA is kind of a skewed stat for running backs, and I thought it made sense.
Fair enough. Just a stat that I thought of when we were talking about Kareem Hunt. I still think mid to back and RB2 is probably the proper expectation with no Pacheco, and I am kicking myself for declining Bam Knight straight up for Kareem Hunt from Nathan, but happens.
Tough scene.
Happens.
Okay, keep going here. Gridiron God NH here. Also drop Loveland for Theo AJ. Okay, all right. So these are the questions that he has.
I wouldn't drop Loveland.
No, I wouldn't drop Loveland for any of those options personally. I'm playing Travis Etienne over Sean Tucker all day.
Yeah, I would too. PPR, I guess Pearsall would be semi-close, but at the same time, I think you got to go with Etienne.
Yeah, Etienne's my RB11 this week. There's no way I would play Pearsall over him.
I think I have him at 16 or 17, if I'm not mistaken. I still think Tootin's a factor, but even if Tootin is a factor, they are quite literally the number one team in running back usage in the last month. Like, Tootin can siphon 12, 13, 14 carries, and both these guys can still have really good games.
It's totally that's just how much what I thought was going to happen coming out of the bye. I remember in the running back tier list in week 8 or whatever before their bye, I was like, keep an eye on the Jaguars running backs after the bye, because when teams sit down and evaluate stuff during the bye week, I guarantee Liam Cohen's going to want to run the ball more when he comes out of the bye. And that's exactly what's happened. And we have 63 likes right now. So for those of you guys that are in here and hit the like button and want a question answered, all you have to do, drop in the chat your Flock Fantasy username. Do you want a trade question or a start sit question? And then we'll give out a bunch, as many as we can, at least 5 to 10 of them for you guys, because I believe A Strout's question is our last one, and then we are caught up. So if you want a trade question, a start sit question, leave it down below in the chat there, just like Jonathan did like this, where he gave up his username, and then he also gave trade questions. So that's the type of question he wants. And then we should get to any of them throughout. Oh, look at Dylan's timing here. What's good, he says. But yeah, if you want a question, drop it in the chat here. Buy Shell Tootin versus Kyle Pitts versus Luther Burden. No Drake London here. I'm going Kyle Pitts. Dead ass. I think Kyle Pitts is going to have like 10 plus targets today.
Unfortunately, I would have said Jaden Higgins.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going Pitts over Tootin and Benson, over Tootin and Burden. Sorry. I would definitely go with Pitts in that situation.
This is so funny because this is quite literally our teams. Like all 3 players are on our teams.
You have Burden too?
Yeah, in the Flock League.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I have Burden, Loveland, and Adunze in the Flock League, which it's funny looking back because I was trying so hard with Avery to basically get Manungai, Rashad White, and Devontae Smith for Odunze because I thought, oh yeah, Bucky, he might be gone for a while, and now it's like, oh yeah, he's back week 13. Which
Uncharted 2, also a good shout out for a game that you rented the turn. I wasn't like a huge Uncharted guy, but I did play the game. Assassin's Creed actually was also one of those games where I rented it, not knowing what it was, and played it. Same with Gears of War. Gears of War 2, I never knew what the game was, and then I rented it. Me and my brother rented it, and we got it and started playing multiplayer. It was one of the first true multiplayer only games that I played, and Gears ended up being sweet.
Let me ask you this, Corey. So the reason why I'm saying this is because Gears of War, I remember as one of my early memory games because everybody's got an uncle who doesn't have kids and he's just kind of he gets fancy stuff and cool games and all the kids want to go to his house because he's got all the setup.
Are you sure this was your uncle, Danny?
Yeah, no, it's my blood uncle. It's my blood uncle. Trust me. Without clarifying,
might not have been your uncle, dude.
Trust me. And he gave me candy and he told me how handsome I look.
That's not making it better.
I'm joking. Relax. In all seriousness, though, my uncle Val, he and his wife couldn't have kids, but like he had like an Xbox. He had like a racetrack downstairs with like, the control cars, like you can race them. Like he had the track set up downstairs. So me and my cousins would play, but specifically on the Xbox, I remember he had Blitz the League 2 and he had Gears of War. And those two games, like I would literally ask my aunt, I'm like, can we go to Uncle Val's? Because I just wanted to keep playing on his Xbox. Yeah. chill. No, this is gonna sound even more ironic.
Arthur said he's that uncle too.
Let's go. This is gonna sound even more ironic, Corey. But I told you about the story about the uncle that bought me the shirt that said I lost my pussy in Orlando. And it's just
this guy's told me the story 450 times.
That's the uncle. It's Uncle Val. That was a relation.
I see. All right. I'm sending out some vouchers right now. B Fred has flex Worthy or Burden full PPR. I'd probably take the upside of Worthy. Just hope that one of these deep balls connects.
I would, but
I mean, I don't feel great about it because he's not been like excellent this year, but I think I would go with him.
I can't say it because the process would dictate don't go with the limited snap player, but I would not be shocked if this was the Burden week after what we've been hearing from the coaching.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't shock me either. So I had to zoom out so I could actually. B Fred, shout out to B Fred, man. You've asked so many questions on the site that I had to zoom out so that the voucher button would appear.
Yeah, appreciate you, boss.
Do you want to start from the bottom, Danny, and give out questions while I'm starting from the top here?
Yeah, I love starting from the bottom. Plus,
settle down. I just did B Fred at 12:20 p.m. Maybe cut it off around. Steve V91 here in the chat just asked a question. So start from Steve and then go upwards, and then just let me know where you leave off here.
Yeah, we're not going to give out team reviews right now, Dylan. I'll give you a start set though, because you've been asking for a voucher for a while, so I'll start from him.
All right, Cats took over. I just sent you a start sit. I'm going to be adding. You put Dylan's question in there.
Dylan P.
Chase's, I can't read fucking Chase's username or else I'll get canceled, but
see, you could be referring to anything and I wouldn't know.
Chase Weber in the chat, if you guys did not use our code, we cannot see you. So if you use Domain's code or Mason's code or whatever, we are unable to see your username on the back end, so we cannot actually physically send you trade questions unless you have purchased something from us. And actually that's what I learned. The devs told me that it's not that because they used our code, they didn't use our code that we can't see it. It's because they've never made a purchase with us. So they could have used somebody else's code, but if they ask us to start a question, then we can see them in our users.
Steve, I cannot see you, brother.
Yeah. So same with Norin24 Rad. If you have never asked us a question before, or bought a subscription or anything, I cannot see you, unfortunately, if you use Mason's code or somebody else's.
Did you get Dom and Jax and Mountain Man? Or
no? I'm on Brock. I'm on Brock's right now at 12:20 p.m.
Okay. Okay, I'll meet you in the middle.
Yeah. Brock, you didn't specify, so I just shot you a start sit.
Yeah. I always just default to a start sit because I feel like
because it's a start sit live stream. So
I just feel like on Sunday that's
Strout sending you also shout out A Strout. I see the career spendings on here and I appreciate you.
A Strout's an OG, bro. We were doing dynasty decisions in 2022 and he was in the queue.
A Strout, I'm sending you a trade question too.
Yeah. Shout out A Strout. He's been an OG. And that's the thing, by the way, for all of you guys that have been here for a while, you'll know we recognize them names, bro. We recognize them names.
Mountain Man Mike sending you a start sit.
So you got Jay's then, right?
Jay's fantasy, yes.
Okay, dope.
Is that are we caught up?
I believe so.
Did you get Jax Rising and Dom Gordon?
That's where I left off. That's why.
Okay, and then Jay's fantasy trade question. Bingo. Okay, we're good. Everyone should have their vouchers. If they want to submit their questions, we shall get to that.
Also, I was trying to find Isa's. I don't see you on the site, unfortunately.
Yeah, Dick Cheese is very OG here. And Katz, you've definitely been here for a while. I feel like every time we do a Dynasty startup mock draft, Katz is in it.
Honest to God, anytime, like, I would say if you found us in 2022 or earlier, I consider you like a true OG. If you found us in 2023, 2024, you're a seasoned veteran. If you're 2025, unfortunately, you're in the noob tier. But who knows? You keep following along, you keep watching, you can climb up to the veteran tier.
Yeah, if Darrell is in here, you're the first person I remember.
Dude, oh
if
my
Darrell
God.
is in here, like I think we had 5 subscribers when Darrell followed us. And like
Dude.
last year, he's
He
like,
was the
hey, what's up, guys? I'm like, you're still here?
He was Cam Akers before, like he was a big Cam Akers guy, I remember, right?
Yeah.
Like I remember it was Cam Akers. There was one other. Young Money's an OG too.
Yeah, Young Money's an OG. Also, I'm getting hate for this. Ethan in the chat saying that my Call of Duty Zombies tier list is terrible. Again,
not having Shadow
very much Black Ops 3, so I don't have
Shadows of Evil is a bad placing.
Revelation, Shadows of Evil, Horizon Draw. I remember playing Horizon Draw because the game had just come out. But other than that, like Shadows of Evil was decent, Revelations was decent. Just ignore the Black Ops 3 ones because I was just much more into World at War, Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2. I think in terms of those 3 games, I think I have it correct.
So Corey, I understand that. With that being said, Shadows of Evil is arguably in contention for 1, and you have it in the middle of the table.
Well, yeah, that's why I'm saying I maybe played Shadows of Evil like 10, 15 times total. Like I just didn't play. I was in college when that game came out.
It was BO3. It was 2016. You were in college in 2016?
That was my first year.
October
2016. I was in college. Like I'm sorry. Like I just wasn't playing Call of Duty anymore. Like Like that's my peak era was like when I was like 10 to 14 years old, which was World at War, Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2.
Cinema, by the way. Cinema. The Easter eggs in Shadows of Evil is what made it, because I'm sure you know this, Corey, but did you play the zombies like on your own, or did you play like with a friend?
I played with my buddies mainly.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm telling you right now, like when we would like hang out at my base or something, we would set up the split screens, whatever, and we would just play like we would just play zombies.
Yeah.
And every group that you would play zombies with, you would have one guy that was like the tour guide who knew all the Easter eggs, who knew where to go.
Was my buddy Benny, for sure. He always knew all the Easter eggs.
A couple of us just follow his directions. And there'll just be such random call-outs like, oh yeah, you got to look at this way, and you got to shoot this part of this thing. It's like, how the fuck do you know all this?
I still never learned how to build the staffs on Origins myself. He used to just walk me through it every time. But
Dylan, were you even born when oh my God, was he even born when MW3 came out?
MW3 came out in 2011.
Or MW2.
MW2 was 2009. He would have been born then, I think, right?
Yeah.
Or that maybe was when he was born. I don't know. COD 4 came out in 2007, and I played that game, and I guarantee Dylan wasn't alive for that.
FSG Gaming Channel when. If you heard the way I communicate when I'm playing, I am the most competitive and ragey person you'll ever meet, which spoiler alert, I'm sure everybody could have guessed that. I just don't know how amusing that would be for people.
No, it would not be amusing to watch you break controllers.
I had considered it in the past, like oh yeah, I'll just make like a dormant Twitch, so that way if I'm like on, I'll just like go live and like 5 people might find the channel. But
you are a Gramps for this. Danny was literally shitting himself when you started college.
You started college before I started fucking kindergarten.
I was I started grade 1 in 2003.
Ethan's heard me play before, so he can vouch.
Yeah, Danny, you cannot have a gaming channel. Like I would like to have a gaming channel if I played games. Like what I do now, this is my gaming fix. I like hop on a play now for Madden, and that's about it. That's kind of what I do with gaming. I just don't really game anymore, unfortunately.
Yo, Dylan, what the fuck's your problem?
You'd be an annoying Jinxie that nobody thinks is funny.
I mean,
I don't actually know anything about Jinxie. Is that a gaming person?
Yeah, it's it's the guy that
I know he follows Mason, but I didn't know that's what he did.
Yeah, he was trying to. Mason was trying to get him into the league at the one point. He started with like Siege and stuff, but he now does like Clash of Clans and all that. Like,
I might have to start calling you nephew.
You're being all I'm fucking with you too, Dylan. So nephew code is crazy. Yeah. Scattaboo's a good comp. Yo, you hear me out. I've been saying this since I first watched this guy like game, but I swear to God, when I first watched Los Pollos, I'm like, that would literally be me if I had a Twitch. Just playing a game. Some games, you're aggressively average at, but you think you're the best and you rage. Like that is me. That is me.
Yeah. So
I'm better at games than him, but he is
the
also
meme where the guy's standing up in the courtroom?
Yeah.
Can I make a take that's going to piss people off?
I know what you mean. I know what you're saying. Yeah,
anybody who watches anybody else play video games instead of playing them themselves is a fucking cuck. I'm sorry. Like, why are you watching other people play video
Anybody
games?
who watches anybody else play football is a literal cuck.
I can't play football, though. You can play video games.
I mean, you could try to play football.
I can't play at a professional level.
Yeah, not many people can play video games at a professional level.
Okay, but like there's people who stream gaming who I could beat at gaming.
Yeah, I just think that's such an unk take, dude. It's like realistically,
that's my unk take. Like if you're watching people play video games, it's just weird. To me, it's just odd.
Well, why though? If you're playing a game and you take a game relatively serious in terms of trying to get better, watching somebody who is very good at the game inherently is going to increase your process. Like if you're watching somebody play a game and you're understanding how they clear corners, how they play the map,
why don't you just play the game yourself?
But you're going to learn by watching that too. Like I don't necessarily agree with just criticizing that. Like, yeah, you're
to be fair, that's kind of what we do is you guys watching us game a little bit. So,
personality. So I'll watch a stream for two separate things. It'll either be the personality because it's good vibes in the stream or whatever, or it'll be because quite literally it's one of the best players in the world and I'm trying to learn and get better. Like those are the reasons.
Again, that's why you guys watch us, is like you're watching us essentially play fantasy football and we're giving you advice on fantasy football. But like, I don't consider what we're doing like streaming.
It's what the Flock League is,
because we're trying to get better at fantasy football and like learn, and we're also like teaching and stuff. It's not the same as us. It's not like you guys are just watching us gamble or just watching us play DFS or just watching us whatever.
Well, Corey, that's exactly what the Flock League is. People are watching us play fantasy football.
Oh yeah, that's definitely totally like watching Twitch for sure.
Yeah, I just think
I just don't personally get it. That's just maybe I'm too unk for it. Maybe it's just like I was 3 years. If I was 3 years younger, I would understand it. And like my friend, like I have friends that watch like people play, like people watch T1 or whatever, like play League. Or something. Like I just don't get it personally. Like the only time I've ever watched somebody else play video games was me and my buddies like 3 Februaries ago did LCS Fantasy League, and we were watching LCS Fantasy because we had like Hans Sama and like all the guys there. Like
I mean, there's COD Fantasy too. It's the same thing. It's like there's like COD Fantasy too. I know there's like just random like third-party websites now where you can basically like make fantasy leagues of esports. To me, like I think there it's been said in the chat, like I said, like we saw, but
I knew people would hate the take. I knew people. I just have never understood it.
I agree with this, Nick, and I don't think there's any wrong way to absorb content. Because you could genuinely be entertained. You maybe you're eating food and you have a stream on the background and you're listening. Like I think that's perfectly reasonable. And I also think if you're watching it because you're watching a very, very top player, how they kind of, go through their process. Like I said, like if you're playing Call of Duty, how they clear corners. If you're playing Rocket League, I saw John mention, like how they do certain mechanics. It's like, it's almost like an entertainment, but also a learning experience.
I get the learning part is totally valid. I've watched YouTube videos on how to play champs in League. Like that's not the same. Like to me, just like watching somebody play League games is what I don't get and don't get any enjoyment from. But if somebody's like, this is how you play Aphelios or whatever, then that's different. That's like a teaching thing.
Yeah, but I mean also like even if they just queue with that operator or whatever it's called in League, like at the same time, it's like just seeing the things that they don't have to explain, like maybe like certain things, like I said, in their process, like they don't have to verbalize everything they're doing for you to just like pattern recognition, like a top player play.
Yeah.
Like they'll just do certain things that you're like, oh shit, like why are they doing this? You'll try to understand why, and then you'll be like, oh, that's exactly why they did that because this timing would have dictated that.
Yeah.
For example.
What about
Also,
hot tub streamers? That's got to be
yo,
a
that
zoomer
is
thing. I've never
unhinged.
even heard of that.
Also, I see. Shout out John. Yes, I will. Where is it? Where's John's comment? I saw it earlier. John.
This is a great take, by the way, Arthur. Anybody who listens to podcasts or videos or whatever at anything other than 1x speed is fucking psychotic.
Depending on how slow some people talk, I'll go 1.25, but I can't go 1.5 or 1.75 or 2. It's just like if they are like generally a little bit slower of a talker, you can get away with 1.25.
I've never experienced someone being like such a slow talker that I'm like, I have to speed this person up.
Well, part of it's like they're like, let's just say like they're not slow in the sense that like you can't listen to it, but it's also like, oh, if I can change this from like 30 minutes absorbed to 25 minutes absorbed because I go 1.25 and I can still coherently understand them. Like I don't disagree with that. And yeah, so John, especially when I was at GC2, I would be watching, the LAN events and stuff like that. And he's always streaming those. Like when there's like LANs or when there's tournaments or stuff like that, like you'll grow accustomed to like who in each kind of game like streams a lot. Because you'll just search it up and like it'll be like, oh, he's streaming, or this watch party, or there's this watch party. Like, I know you're unk and you think, well, why would you waste your time? But it's like, genuinely, it's just enjoyable.
Like go for a walk or something.
Like you can watch it on the walk.
That's my thought.
But like, if you're interested in the sport, in the game or the sport, like go take a walk when football's on. Like people who don't care about football can say the same way.
Oh, of course. Yeah. But like, I'm just not like, if I'm interested in like the game that I currently play, because I don't really game very much, but when I do have time, I play Madden games. Like I just play nows and head-to-heads or whatever. I just have no desire whatsoever to watch somebody play a head-to-head instead of just playing Madden myself.
Yeah, no, I feel you. Also, Jax, especially when I was like grinding, it was the same thing for me. Now I'm like a washed champ 2, champ 3. Like I just kind of vibe in my lobbies. Although annoying, Corey, I paid for a battle beaver for when I was like obviously like
I'm sorry, what the fuck did you pay for?
You've never heard? Okay, so a battle beaver is a type of controller. It's basically like a scuff.
What the fuck did you just say?
It's a company called Battle Beaver. They make custom controllers, and it's basically like a scuff. You know what a scuff
is,
in
my days, we just had control freaks.
Well, control freaks are the thumb grips. Like I'm talking about the paddles and stuff. So I got a custom controller a year and a half ago, and the left bumper randomly when I was playing Rocket League. By the way, you don't know what this means, Corey, but for the people that
I played Rocket League.
Okay, so you know what air roll is? You know what the air roll? Okay, so my air roll is bound to my left bumper. And mid game, I'm playing like I'm just playing a solo queue game, just like shooting the shit, like a smoked up, just vibing, right? And I try to air roll, and I'm like, what the fuck? What is going on with my car? And I find out after the game that my left bumper was fucking jammed and doesn't work. So I had to buy a new controller a couple days ago. But even in COD, like my left bumper is attached to your stuns, attached to like if you run stims, people do that. But stims are just fucking cheese that are meant for pubs. Like you should never, you can't run it in ranked. But I digress. I couldn't throw stuns. I couldn't throw trophy systems because any type of function with the LB button I couldn't use.
Trophy system's kind of a scrub move also.
I mean, everybody runs.
Apparently my voice is low-key soothing. You should maybe see a therapist about that, Arthur.
Yeah, see yourself. No kidding. Yeah, no.
That's funny.
Yo, did Saka score, Dylan? Because I actually had a little bit of a lay of Arsenal, Bukayo Saka, 2+ shots on target, and Bukayo Saka to score. So hopefully that's able to hit. And yes, okay. Whoever called me a gambler earlier is not wrong.
No, there's stuff I'll allow on this channel. I'll let you talk for however long that was about your beaver bunch or whatever the fuck your controller's called. But I will not allow soccer talk on this channel. We don't talk about fake sports.
I mean, I disagree. I'm Italian, but that's fine.
Yeah, we're gonna answer these questions. We gotta fucking do this.
You're not wrong.
Okay, let's get to these questions that got submitted. We're kind of just shooting the shit here.
Yeah, no, we're having a good time.
Okay.
Yeah, Jax, I was GC2 at my best. I was about 1600 MMR. Now, like I said, I'm just kind of shooting the shit in like champ 2, champ 3 lobbies. Like when I grinded, that was like season 12 to season 16. And now it's what, like season 20 or 21. So I'm just washed, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, see, if you didn't grow up in Canada, you don't get the disdain that hockey and soccer players have for each other. You just don't get the disdain. Like it's like I don't know what it would be like in America. Like, is there two sports in the US that like the players of the two sports, like in a high school setting or elementary school or middle school setting, where the hockey guys and the soccer guys just hate each other, or the football guys and the baseball guys just hate each other or something? Like, is there, because for my school, it was soccer and hockey just hated each other.
Yeah, I thought that they only had that in like high school movies. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, we had that. I guess I went to school and fucking the school that John Tucker Must Die was filmed in.
Jesus, yeah, like real talk, and I'm sure you guys get this vibe from just how I am. But even when I was like, playing football and playing all these sports and this and that, my social circle, I could quite literally have a conversation with anybody at that high school. And if I recognized you from a math class and you were quiet or whatever, and I saw you in the hallways, I was just randomly just fist bumping people, or I'd be like, "Hey, what's going on?" I'll pat them on the back. Like I was that fucking kid that
we know no matter Cam Scattaboo, Danny. We know that you're Cam Scattaboo.
But that's what I mean. It's like you kind of said, like, oh, like with the soccer guys, the football guys. Like to me, is I talk to everybody. That's a crazy comp.
That's crazy comp.
And also, Jax.
I was hockey and basketball were my sports. I didn't have the bod to play football, really. I didn't play it. My brother played baseball, so that was usually like the sports that we played. It just, when you play hockey, basketball, and baseball, you just grow a disdain for soccer. I don't know what it was.
Jax, once I get my new controller, because unfortunately I'm probably not going to be playing much Rocket League until my air roll is fixed, and I'm not the type of player that can play with air roll on my X/B, or what's the button? X square? Yeah, X square button. By the way, getting an Xbox completely threw off my configurations because I would always talk about it from a PlayStation sense, and now because I have an Xbox, it always confuses me. But yeah,
that's so funny.
Yeah,
Danny was headbutting lockers for sure.
Yo, no bullshit. By the way, you had to keep your football equipment in your locker in junior, or no? In senior, we had our own lockers, but like in junior, did you have to keep your football equipment in your school locker?
No, it was. So so this is going to be kind of like a privileged thing to say, but my school has like the best like athletic stadium in like Southwestern Ontario. Like that, we raised money for it. And like the football stadium, we had like a turf field and shit.
Ours was the first turf field in Ontario.
Yeah. Well, anyways, my school, like the area that we had like a huge like storage room and shit that like everybody's equipment went to. Like we had lockers in the storage room, not like in our own like school lockers. Like we had separate lockers for that.
So it was funny because even though our junior team was like literally a dynasty, like there was like a 10-year stretch where we probably won 9 championships. Like
yeah,
it was
we were not that
dominance, right? But like the locker room was for the senior team, unfortunately. So even despite us like having that much success in junior, we had to keep our equipment like in our locker. And keep in mind, I'm literally carrying my backpack to like every class because like I never loved putting my backpack in a locker. I just thought that was useless. Like I can just carry it to classes, and yeah, people are going to make the obvious assumption, but I'm not going to say the obvious out loud, Corey. I think you can.
I know what you're talking about.
But I would just carry my backpack around everywhere because my football equipment was in my locker. And Corey, trying to jam a football helmet in and out of a locker was brutal because the locker was probably like this big. So like the helmet, basically what you had to do is you had to like click it in there. It would get stuck a little bit and you'd have to push a little bit and it would flex into the locker. That's how we had to get our equipment in and out of the lockers. So all the junior helmets were all scratched up from people shoving them in their lockers.
That's crazy. No, here's the thing. I went to like quote unquote a high school with a bunch of rich kids, but I wasn't rich. So it's a lot worse actually. Like I went to one of the feeder schools that had the poor kids, and a lot of the people I went to high school with were rich. So that wasn't fun. This was my high school track and football field.
Yeah, let me see if I can.
It was like a couple. It was like a couple milli when they built it. It was a nice facility for sure.
Let me see if I can find it. This is what we were rocking when I was in high school. Similar vibe. Let me boom. So that was the field that we had rocking, and I guess I just kind of leaked what high school I went to, but I'm sure
Yeah, I
you
mean,
guys.
I made sure not to do that.
Well, you guys know a little bit more about me then. Even though I quite literally have the city I'm from in my Twitter bio, so I'm not sure it was a secret.
Yeah,
anyways.
Danny, you overshit. People know your medical history on here. Like, I don't know what you're worried about.
Dude, HIPAA, come on.
Anyways, let's keep going here. Jonathan here, because people have been probably waiting for like 3 hours to get their questions.
Yeah, apologies. We kind of
Tedero, McMillan, Judkins, and Walker for Puka. Start 7-12 team. If you can afford to lose the depth, Jonathan, I feel like you got to go get Puka for this. So that's not your team. Your team is this one. So you'd be giving up Judkins, Walker, and McMillan. How do you only have 2 receivers on your roster? I mean, yeah, go get Puka. I mean, after you make this trade, you should probably go get another wide receiver from somewhere else. But yeah, I think Quentin Johnston's on waivers in your league.
Yeah, you should probably. How do you have
And
2 wide receivers? Wait.
That's what I said. After you make this deal, you're gonna have 2 open roster spots. Go pick up Terry McLaurin and Quentin Johnston, because then you're gonna have Puka Nacua, Terry McLaurin, Quentin Johnston, and Rashid Shaheed. But yeah, definitely great move there. Dylan's got a start sit here. Dallas Goddard versus Colston Loveland. I'd be rolling with Goddard there. And then Worthy, Watson, and Loveland. I think I have Watson the highest of this group.
Yeah, I have Watson the highest.
Yes, I have Watson the highest of this group as well.
Also, I saw Jonathan, by the way, so I'll just say this. Jonathan, so I have air roll normal on my LB, and I have air roll right on my RB. I actually don't have air roll left. I actually think it's bound to my X button or my square button, but I just usually roll normal air roll or air roll right. I've grown pretty accustomed to it.
And I absolutely was a cross country runner. That's exactly what I did in the fall.
Distance?
For most of high school.
You're a distance runner?
Yeah.
Fucking A.
The 5K.
You were Mason before Mason.
I went to regionals for the 5K for 2 years in a row.
You were Mason before Mason. Come on now.
I could, dude. If anybody's going to challenge Mason for distance running, the bar is so high for what Mason does that no one's getting even close. But I bet I would get the closest.
I do tip Sal for running the last 10 miles with him. Though.
Actually, yeah, Sal's definitely. If he's running 10 miles, that's like a fucking far ass distance. I don't think I ever. Yeah. I did 10K, which is kilometers, obviously, like many times, but I don't think I ever ran 10 miles.
What is 10K? Like 4 miles?
Like 6, I think.
Is it? Well, what's the conversion? I thought it was like
kilometers to miles.
Like
that. 6.5 miles.
6.5. So what's the exact conversion then? Like 1.4 kilometers per mile?
10 kilometers. 10 miles is 16 kilometers. It's like 1.6.
1.6. Okay.
Yeah, one kilometer is 0.62 miles, and 1 mile is 1.6 kilometers.
What rank is Danny in Rocket League? Currently, like Champ 2, Champ 3 with a GC2 peak. In COD, I'm probably about a diamond player. I was P3 most of last season, but I didn't really grind. But I would say I'm probably like Diamond 1, Diamond 2 this year.
There you go. All right, let's get to the rest of these questions here. We got Luther Burden, Darius Slayton, Kyle Monungai, AJ Barner, Colston Loveland. I don't really love any of these options, to be honest.
We looked at the wrong team, so he doesn't have 1 wide receiver. Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, that makes more sense. He already made the trade, probably. That's probably why.
Makes sense.
So, I think Darius Slayton's got to be one of these, right? Slayton, Monungai, Burden, Barner.
I like Slayton a good bit this week. A good beat. I'm a very casual chess player, by the way. I am. I've been able to
gives me chess player vibes.
No, I know. I just said chess player because I know you don't play chess, but I've actually
I know how to play chess. I just don't play it regularly.
We'll have to play a game at some point. I'm not very good at all. Like, keep in mind, like, I'll hop on every now and then, play a few games, maybe play a handicap game with you. By the way, Sexy Patch, Jared, he's fucking disgusting at chess. He's like 1900 rating, I think. And I keep in mind, like I said, I'll hop casually, so I'm probably like 500, 600. Like, I'm not even that's very bad for those wondering. But just like understanding like sort of mating tactics, understanding the patterns. Like, I don't know shit about openings. I don't know shit about mid game. I don't know shit about like book theory concepts. but just being able to like evaluate the board and come up with like a 3 to 4 move plan, like that's why I enjoy it. Like it just keeps the brain active.
Yeah, Arnold's like 2100 elo. I'm pretty sure a chess player.
Yeah.
He's like a really good chess player.
Very like getting good at chess. I have a big respect for because like I'm a smart guy, and yet there's just so much about chess I don't know. And it's just like almost overwhelming. It's like, holy shit, you gotta learn all these openings. You gotta learn the counter to this opening. You gotta learn the counter to the counter. You gotta learn so many like 10 to 15 pre-move type of openings to the point where it's like, if you really want to be good at chess, you gotta combine that, getting yourself in a good position, and also have the intuition to be able to capitalize on a good position.
I had the chat. Okay.
That's
what are we rolling with here? Luther, AJ Barner, Colson Loveland. Because I don't think Menengai is in the conversation for me.
Luther,
I think I'd probably go Barner because I feel safest about his role. Seahawks are implied for a lot of points. I think I'd probably go Barner. I think the ceiling play is one of the Bears plays, but
that's reasonable. I probably would go just Loveland, but I mean, like they're
that doesn't shock anyone.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, it's not like it's outrageous.
I know. I like if you need ceiling here, Cats. If you want to go with Loveland,
that's part of it.
I think that's the ceiling play. But like, I'd probably just go with Barner. He's getting the targets. They're implied for a lot of points against the Titans. Like, I don't know. Like, you're already starting like Bam Knight types and shit. Like, I feel like you kind of want to just play it for good volume. Like, you might have some low scores in your lineups to begin with. I'm Johnny Days here. Start sit question. Romo Dunze versus Mike Wilson. I'd go with Romo Dunze there. You going to start Michael Wilson over Genty? That would be the only other maybe discussion.
PPR leagues, I think I would.
I mean,
dude, yeah, put Genty in for Jones. Take Jones out.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I'd go Mike Wilson in the flex here, and then go with Genty in for Jones. That's definitely what I would do as well.
Yeah, I dig that,
Johnny. Jay's fantasy here, Judkins and Garrett Wilson for Amari and Hampton, Marvin Harrison. Dynasty. I mean, based on my rankings, I have Amari and Hampton and Marvin Harrison ranked higher. Yeah. This is a dynasty question, by the way, not a redraft question. So I'd probably go Hampton and Harrison here.
Yep. No, I think I agreed there as well. We got Mike here. Running back.
Genty, Breece Hall, Judkins, and Charbonnet.
I think I have Judkins slightly higher.
I have Breece Hall actually higher than Genty and Judkins this week. It's a 36-point over-under. Breece Hall, last time he played with Tyrod, he had 6 targets. Like, they throw the ball a little bit more when Tyrod's out there, and the box is a lot lighter when Tyrod is out there because every team, when Justin Fields is playing, they just load the box against Breece Hall because he doesn't throw and he's not trusted to throw. I'd personally go with Breece here, especially in full PPR. I think he has more receiving upside than Judkins does.
I mean, like
they're 15, 16, and 17 in my rankings. They're all very close.
I mean, like the receiving upside has kind of been overplayed by him, in my opinion. For
what do you mean?
Like the receiving upside just simply hasn't been there this year.
He's running
like less than 45% of the routes for Breece.
Well, he averages like 2 more targets a game than Judkins does. Though.
No, in relation to these players, I agree. I'm just saying in relation to like Breece Hall we expected.
Oh, no.
The guys
in relation to the question, I'm saying his receiving upside is better.
Yeah, no. I'm just pointing out the fact that like the last
he's only averaging 3 targets a game. Like he's not getting a lot more targets. But like I said, in the game that Tyrod played, he had 6 targets. And I think the reason he's not getting a lot of targets per game is because last year, like let me look right now, pass attempts per game, how much the Jets were throwing versus now. Like I think that's the major part of it rather than just like, he's getting less receiving upside. Like in attempts per game, the New York Jets are averaging 27 pass attempts per game right now. And last season in attempts per game, the New York Jets were averaging 36 attempts per game. They averaged 8 or 9 more pass attempts per game last year than they averaged this year. So I think that's part of why Breece has had less receiving upside also.
I have Judkins and Genty higher, but like Breece is a couple spots behind them, so like it doesn't really matter to me.
Yeah, I mean, this is a goated lineup though. I mean, you got JSN, Rashee Rice, Igbuka, Kittle, Dowdle, like this. Really
half PPR, by the way. If it's half PPR, Breece isn't touching my lineup in exchange for those other 2 for sure. I already have them higher, but like with half PPR, you have to lean.
Yeah, I mean, for what it's worth, the Ravens are the easiest of the 3 defenses in terms of adjusted fantasy points allowed to running backs here. So it's not like he has a bad matchup. He has an easier matchup than Judkins and Genty too.
Yeah, I mean, they're 13-point underdogs on the road?
Yeah.
And he's not getting a big receiving usage.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go Judkins, I can capitulate on it there.
Yeah, let's zoom, by the way. We don't have much
Yeah, we
time.
don't have that many questions left. We'll be fine.
I will go...
I have ETN higher than Brees Hall this week. ETN
I'm fine with
against the
that.
Cardinals, man, they're ranked 27th in run defense. ETN's got 20+ touches a game every game since the bye. Like, it's hard not to play him.
Yeah, okay. Keep going down.
Metcalf, Brees Hall, Justin Jefferson. I think you got to go JJ just out of principle.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, the guy...
He's a silent killer right now, though.
You're not wrong. However, Corey, this is going to completely baffle you. You know, since week 4, he's averaging 10.4 targets per game.
Yeah. I mean,
it's
is he averaging 10.4 fantasy points a game also?
15 points per game.
Feels like it's been worse than that.
It does, because we expected him to be like 18.
Yeah.
But that was the last review. Okay,
yeah.
so we only have a review
and
left.
One last time to Razor here. I sent you a message on the site, but if you do need this refunded, because you said you meant to book this with the domain guys, we actually cannot do anything about that. It has to be the devs that refund you. So just make sure you go into site issues and get that refunded so that you are getting the question to the right person. Apologies for the confusion there.
Hey, appreciate you, by the way, Ethan. The one thing that's really like stopping me right now is my inconsistency. Like I'll load into situations, and like depending on how I start a map usually is like how the map's going to go for me. If I start in the blender, like being able to relax and like calm down and take my timings, like I get like so upset so quickly. So like that would be, I would say, my biggest issue right now from getting the Crim, because I do think like when I'm on, I can play at that level. It's just,
I got to push this trade through and flocking right here.
Wait, there was a trade?
Yeah. Carbonator traded a 27 6th would be Debbie 3, right? Or a Debbie 2? Debbie 3.
Debbie 3.
A Debbie 3 for Joe Flacco. Sorry, he got a Debbie 3 for Joe Flacco and a Debbie 4 from Wes, who needed a quarterback starter this week.
It's funny that you mentioned that, because I got an offer from Wes, basically the same thing, but for Brissett. It's just, I think there's a non-zero chance the Cardinals could roll out Brissett next year, which is why I'm hesitant to just do that.
For the rest of the year?
No, I'm saying there's a non-zero
in the future, you mean?
That he could start next year. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be a long-term starter. At the very least,
he probably will be a bridge quarterback.
Well, that's what I think. It's like, it's not a bad offer, don't get me wrong. Like, obviously, moving up in the Debbie draft like one round is big. But at the same time, I do view Brissett a good bit over Flacco, because I do think there's the opportunity he could be back next year. Whereas Joe Flacco, like, he's either going to retire or he's going to stay a backup somewhere and just kind of chill.
I have Ahmad Hardy in 2 Debbie leagues, and I feel very good about it.
Yeah, he looks good.
He's a stud, man.
Yo, you know who's also a good, and I got greedy doing this parlay because I took him for 2+ touchdowns.
Do we need to get you to call the number?
Well, no, it's just been money I've been recycling. Like,
but I swear to God, you've talked about 46 parlays this week.
Corey, I haven't deposited in a while. I just keep winning, and I keep like making new parlays with what I win. I've actually withdrawn more than I've deposited, so
there you go.
Stay safe. But I got greedy, so I did Andrew Marsh 2+ touchdowns instead of just scoring. And if I just took him to score 1 touchdown, it would have hit. But I got greedy and I did 2. Andrew Marsh, I will say this right now, and especially once he gets the display to do it against Ohio State next week, the guy is going to be a 2028 first rounder. He is so fucking good. Andrew Marsh, receiver of Michigan. Since he became a starter,
I figured he played for Michigan.
No, but since he became a starter, Corey, he's averaging like 90 or 100 yards per game.
Yeah, speaking of freshmen who are cooking, what about this kid from I saw a video of this guy run into like a lady on the sideline, and she almost got sent to the shadow realm because she almost hit her head off of like this bar. This freshman receiver from Miami, 800-yard, like 8 touchdown receiver, is like 18 years old right now.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. What's his name? I know who you're talking about, because I remember in the first couple of games he played, he was like...
His name, Malachi Tony.
Yeah, Tony.
He's currently the 7th highest graded receiver in the country.
Yeah.
844 and 6 as an 18-year-old so far this year. 2.65 yards per route run.
Yeah, like, who else is up there with him in March in terms of freshman receivers?
I don't know who this Jacoby Williams kid is. Is he a freshman? He's like the highest graded receiver in college football right now. Yeah, he's not a freshman, but he's a redshirt freshman.
How's the Corian Moore been this year? Because I know
this Jacoby Williams from Texas Tech has got some fucking banger ass profile right now. 2.92 yards per route run, 91.7 receiving grade for a freshman. That's pretty damn good.
What's his name?
Jacoby Williams.
Jacoby Williams. Wow.
Texas Tech. He doesn't have that many receiving yards. It looks like he hasn't been a starter all year, but since he's been a starter, he's been kind of frying.
Has Jerome Miles not played a single game for Texas A&M?
I guess
he get hurt.
Anyways, we are kind of just yapping into the window of games now, but appreciate you guys for tuning in. Hopefully good luck in your matchups. We didn't even mention one time that you and I are playing each other in the Flock League, mainly because, Danny's season is kind of over unless you absolutely sun run like 180 bomb every single week. But good luck to you, Danny. Hopefully whatever you need out of this matchup you get. Even if I beat you, maybe it's your players playing better so that you're not a bye week in the toilet bowl and you get your points 4 up. I'm not exactly sure what you're hoping for at this point, but I would like to win. So I can't give you that, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would like to win as well. I would like any chance to recoup what I can. It's just unfortunately, when you lose by 2 on Monday Night Football off of a fucking drop by your number 1 pick, you're going to be pretty damn upset. And by the way, these fucking dumbass comments, like some people are like, I've been rooting on the Danny downfall since week 1. It's like, why? Because you beefed me in one comment section and now you're holding a grudge. Like,
I think that's the fun of the league, though, is that people want to root for their favorite people and root against some people.
To a degree, I don't get me wrong, I agree. But there are some people, the way they fucking talk in the chat, you're lucky you're not saying it in person. I would slap you in the fucking face. Like but there's like straight disrespect sometimes.
Oh yeah, there's some.
There's talking fantasy shit, and there's some shit that I see in the comments like, buddy, I will literally put my fucking fist through the bridge of your nose if you say that to me in person. Let's just be clear. You're lucky you're typing right now.
I agree with Dylan here. I think they're rage baiting you. And
they might be. They might be. But all I'm going to say is the people that have the audacity to type like that in chat, you better say it in fucking person. Because guess what? There's a space right between these knuckles that your nose is going in.
There you go.
Sorry.
Anyways.
That was a little bit.
There we go. Danny's rage bait. Good luck to you, everyone, in your fantasy matchups. Hopefully you take it down. Peace out. We'll talk to you soon.